That is very much the Rocky theme playing in the background at Goodison Park. We're bringing you full commentary of Everton versus Crystal Palace. Clinton, Morrison, they'll take any motivation they can get.
If that can't get you going, even me and Ali there are throwing left and right combinations, getting ready. We thought we were going into the ring, didn't we?
Clinton just spotted Tony Bellew had arrived, so the music was right on cue.
Yeah, it's for Tony Bellew. 100%. He just walked down the stairs, I think, with his children, and that was just for him, wasn't it, Al?
Yeah. Incredible noise inside here, Steve. I was just thinking, all the football that I've listened to over the last week on 5 Live, going back to the FA Cup final last Saturday, that amazing atmosphere that came blaring through the radio from Seville last night, and here we are again, Steve, and you can feel the tension and you can feel the nerves, but the sun's shining and there's optimism there, and it's just, we've got such an exciting 90 minutes ahead, I think, Clinton, this is exactly what I was getting at before. Like, I can remember, back in the day working for the BBC in York, and York City were in danger of getting relegated from the conference. And there was a banner that some fans had brought which said, "Don't embarrass us." This is the polar opposite of that. Just look at all of the signs around. It is like a cup final.
It is. Give me 1 minute. I'm just saying hello to Ashley Cole here, and now I'm ready to answer your question.
That is a name drop.
It is a big name drop, but he's one of the best around, isn't it? So I've got to do that. You know what I mean? He's just sitting in front of us, to be fair. So he looks like he's happy. He looks like he's calm and collective. And if they could have him on the pitch today, Crossy, I think they'd be easily fine. But no, to be fair, you're right. The atmosphere is fantastic, to be fair. It's brilliant. And you see all the banners that are up of Lampard. We are the famous Everton FC. It's one of those where I'm so glad I'm here with Ali commentating on it. Or you'd rather be out there playing, but we can't play anymore. So I'm just glad I'm here commentating. Brilliant atmosphere.
Frank Lampard has said before the game, Clinton, it's about tapping into the atmosphere. That feels like a really interesting quote because it's so big, you could get carried away in it. Let's not forget they had 2 red cards in their last home game.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. You've got to be careful. You've got to play with your heads and not with your heart. Just relax a little bit and don't go mad. The occasion's unbelievable, and you want to see the fans. They'll all be behind you saying, make that first tackle. But just be a bit streetwise. They weren't in the last game against Brentford, losing Rondon. So it's a big occasion, but you can hear Crossy. Look at this noise. This is what makes you want to be a footballer. For nights like this where someone can be the hero. Brilliant atmosphere.
We will keep you up to date with what is happening with Burnley also playing tonight at Aston Villa. That is an 8 o'clock kickoff, and Chelsea's game against Leicester also at 8 p.m. But this is our base. It's Goodison Park, where Everton can secure safety if they beat Crystal Palace. Clinton Morrison is with Ali Bruceport.
Well, they're in a parlous position, certainly, but what a welcome. That massive, thunderous roar you just heard about 10 seconds ago was as the Everton players, led by Seamus Coleman, came out from the tunnel beneath us onto this immaculate Goodison Park pitch. So this is a 6th consecutive day of nail-biting football commentary on BBC Radio 5 Live. You go back to Saturday, we had the FA Cup final for you. Sunday, we were listening to Manchester City coming back from 2-0 down at West Ham. We then had Everton-Brentford. Monday night, Arsenal's top 4 hopes took a massive dip away at Newcastle. Some atmosphere that evening. Liverpool kept the title race alive on Tuesday. Last night in Seville ended up in heartbreak for Rangers. But what an atmosphere, what a game, and what a listen that was on 5 Live. And I think we've got more of the same on the way for you tonight. There's that smell of acrid smoke in the air. More flares have gone off. Blue smoke is sort of drifting across the 2 tiers of the Gladys Street end away to our left-hand side. I'm going to hit you with a bit of Latin, Clinton, to start the evening off, because it really struck me as I walked to Goodison Park across Stanley Park this evening. You see that club motto written up in bold. It's up there on the big screen at the moment. Nil satis nisi optimum. Nothing but the best is good enough. That is the message from Frank Lampard tonight, isn't it? And the best will do. If they win this game, they're safe.
Yeah, if they win the game, they are definitely safe. And he'll want it done and dusted. He won't want it to go to the weekend. So it's in Everton's hands. We've said it all along, Ali. It is in Everton's hands, and it's there for them. Look at this atmosphere. Wow. You don't want to have to go to the Emirates and try and get a result. Take care of it tonight.
2 captains shaking hands in the centre circle. Your referee this evening is heading to the World Cup, we found out today, later this year. Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver will be the two Premier League representatives as referees at the World Cup. Also heard today there will be 6 female officials at the Men's World Cup for the first time ever. This is a big game for Anthony Taylor tonight, though. Seamus Coleman and Wilfried Zaha have shaken hands. One change for Everton. Jared Branthwaite, after the red card against Brentford on Sunday, suspended. Michael Keane back from illness, and Frank Lampard keeps the same shape. So back 3 for Everton. Jordan Pickford, England's number 1 in goal. Seamus Coleman, the skipper. Michael Keane and Mason Holgate, the back 3. Vitaly Mykolenko wide left. Alex Iwobi continues in the right wing-back role. Andre Gomez alongside Abdoulaye Doucouré in central midfield. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin leads the line, but the main man in recent weeks has been the Brazilian Richarlison. 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 8 Premier League games for Everton. Young Anthony Gordon on the other flank. Players take the knee, that's applauded. The whistle blows. We're underway on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Everton in blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, attacking the Sir Philip Carter Park stand away to our right-hand side, and Crystal Palace in bright yellow this evening. Red numbers on their backs. 3 changes to their team. Conor Gallagher completing his loan spell from Chelsea at the end of this season. One of those on the bench with Cheku Kouyaté and Luka Milivojevic. Will Hughes, Jeffrey Schlupp and Jordan Ayew come in. They're in good form. Crystal Palace unbeaten in their last 4 games. And the ball is loose inside their half. Frank Lampard already right out on the edge of the pitch. And the ball is cleared by Jeffrey Schlupp and into the stands, and Everton win a throw. Every throw, every goal kick, every corner, every tackle is going to be roared to the rooftops, isn't it?
Yeah, and you need it when you're in a position like this, and they'll be fragile. They will be from that result on the weekend against Brentford, where they had it in their hands, to be fair, and then going down to 10 men, it was always difficult. So they're going to need these fans to be that 12th man. But it's going to be, there's good, interesting battles, Ali, all over the pitch. In particular, Gordon against young Mitchell.
It's a lovely, late, warm spring evening. Anthony Gordon goes tumbling. Felt he got a little shove in the back there. Doesn't get the decision. Tyreek Mitchell was the defender. Goal kick for Crystal Palace. Their goalkeeper, Jack Butland, in vibrant pink. 3rd consecutive Premier League start for him late in the season. Nathaniel Klein, former Liverpool man at right back. Mitchell's the left back. Joachim Andersen, the big Dane, alongside Mark Gahey, the 21-year-old, at centre back. Schlupp, Hughes and Ebere Eze, the midfield 3. Jordan Ayew and Wilfried Zaha with his 13 Premier League goals this season in support of Mateta up front. Zaha and Gordon go eyeball to eyeball. Zaha pushes Gordon away. He put his open left palm to Gordon's right cheek and shoved him out of his face. Anthony Taylor's spotted it. The Everton fans, you can hear, are roaring for Wilfried Zaha to get sent off. We were talking about this atmosphere before the game, Clinton, weren't we, and how it might affect the Everton players. Let's not forget, it's the Palace players as well.
I know what Wilf's like, and he loves an atmosphere like this, but he has to be careful because you can't raise your hand there. If you're going to raise your hand there, don't get involved in it. They'll want to wind him up. Let his feet do the talking. I don't think Taylor's going to do anything. He did push him away, to be fair, but I think he'll speak to him and Gordon. The atmosphere is like that, so it's going to be a fiery atmosphere. You just have to be careful both. You want the game to finish with 11v11.
Everton this is. So Frank Lampard's got his arms out wide. Everton feel hard done by with decisions this season. Branthwaite sending off on Sunday, an example of that. And you can see Frank Lampard saying there, hand to the face, isn't that a red card? Anthony Taylor's decided to have a word with both players. Both captains were called in as well. Febrile atmosphere this evening. We have played 3 minutes. There's certainly not been any quality football played so far. It's Everton 0, Palace 0.
Well, I know Ashley Cole feels. He turned to me and said, any chance, Clint, they could get a yellow card. You can't put your hand in the face, to be fair. So, yeah, he is lucky, Wilfried Zaha.
Ball goes out for an Everton throw on the right-hand side inside their own half. 3 minutes played. So let's just remind you the permutations. The simple one, if Everton win, they stay up. If they do draw or lose this game this evening, Leeds will still need to win at Brentford on the final day to go past Everton. And in very basic maths, Everton need 2 points from 2 games to stay up. Burnley need 4 points from 2 games. We'll keep you updated on Villa. Burnley kicks off at 8 o'clock at Villa Park. Chelsea Leicester on Radio 5 Sports Extra this evening, and already underway at Vale Park in the League 2 playoff semi-final second leg. Port Vale 0, Swindon 0. Chris Coles will keep us updated on that one. Winners against Mansfield in the League Two playoff final. 4 minutes gone, it's 0-0. Iwobi floats a pass towards Calvert-Lewin. Strong with his chest, flicks the ball to the right. Richarlison is tackled, cleared by Mitchell with his left foot. Mateta leaps high, he's 6'4" tall. The ball just clears his head. Everton win it inside the Palace half, and Iwobi gets Richarlison away down the right. Tries to get a first-time cross in, hits Will Hughes. It goes behind for a corner.
I tell you one thing, don't think that Patrick Vieira cares. He's just going mad at Eze for missing out on that tackle. He got off the bench and he was roaring. I'm telling you now, he won't accept that, Patrick Vieira. He's against one of his fours in Frank Lampard, so he'll want to win this game. Al.
You're fired up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Everton fans are fired up. You're fired up.
I am fired up because, to be fair, it's a really good game. To be fair,
yeah,
it is a good game.
Some atmosphere. 0-0. Corner for Everton. Their first of the game. Young Anthony Gordon will take it with his right foot into the near post. Slightly nervous delivery, that felt like. Scuffed it a bit. It's headed away, and the ball goes out for a throw into Everton. Lampard against Vieira in the technical area.
Always good battles on the pitch, aren't they? So in the technical area, I'll let you choose the winner. Who you pick.
Yeah.
I think I know, but I'm not saying nothing.
Well, in terms of Chelsea-Arsenal, I remember Lampard joined Chelsea 2001. Vieira left Arsenal in 2005, which was the season that Chelsea first won the title under Jose Mourinho. Lampard scored the clinching goal, I seem to remember, away at Bolton. So Vieira was on top initially in terms of his club, and then Chelsea started to take over. Throwing down the right from Iwobi, looking for Gordon. Have they won another corner, Everton? Assistant referee takes a while to make his mind up, gives the goal kick to Crystal Palace, and the home fans go berserk. Officials are going to have to be strong in this atmosphere.
No, they have to be strong, to be fair. It's going to be a hard one because the atmosphere, they're going to be baying for everything and calling for everything, these Everton fans. So, yeah, they're going to have to be strong. But he's one of the best. You said he's going to the World Cup. Taylor is one of the best.
Yeah. Now, the Everton fans felt that the ball had sort of grazed the studs of Zaha there. Looking at the replay, I'm not sure they were right. Frank Lampard's continuing the complaints down on the sideline. 0-0, and that early flashpoint between Zaha and Gordon. It's
just lit the stadium up, hasn't it? That flashpoint. It didn't need it, but it's just lifted it up even more.
Jack Butland, long goal kick down the middle of the pitch. Michael Keane wins his first header of the evening, headed back into the Palace half. The ball's at the feet of Mitchell. He's closed down by Anthony Gordon. Frank Lampard loves the effort from his young winger, and the ball goes out for a Crystal Palace throw. Let's get a first update from Vale Park this evening. Then here's Chris Coles.
6 minutes played, still 0-0, but Port Vale really should be ahead on the night. James Wilson, whose goal kept Port Vale in this tie on Sunday, should have levelled the aggregate score 3 yards out, centre of the goal, somehow screwed his left foot shot wide. Not sure how he missed. He had to score. 0-0, Swindon 2-1 up on aggregates.
Thank you, Chris. Another throw-in for Crystal Palace here, just about level with the edge of the Everton penalty area. Tyreek Mitchell comes running forward from left back, throws it to Schlupp, volleys it back to him. A little bit of skill from Mitchell, gets the cross into the box. Oh, the header's well attacked by Ayew. Flashes wide of Jordan Pickford's right hand post, well wide as well, but he made good contact with the header.
That's a chance, Al. That is a good chance. Tyreek Mitchell does ever so well, gets half a yard. It's a good chance. He's coming across, he gets inside Mikalenko, and he should really be hitting the target there. It's difficult to beat Pickford. He's in fantastic form, but good play from Mitchell and unlucky from Jordan Ayew.
Jordan Ayew, 3 goals in his last 86 appearances for Crystal Palace. Now, I know he does a lot more for the team than just score goals, and it's a very easy stick to beat him with, but he's had the first chance of the game this evening. Calvert-Lewin leaps high, ball drops inside the Palace half. to Toure to Iwobi, quickly on to Richarlison. He gets an early cross in, has overhit that. The ball balloons across the field all the way over to Everton's left. Mikalenko can't keep it in, and it goes out for a throw-in to Palace. Now, Ashley Cole, you're absolutely right. In his prime, Everton would love him out there. Mikalenko is I think, the one signing they made in January that really actually has made a really positive difference to the team.
No, he's made a big difference. He's been really good, to be fair. And he's had a lot to deal with as well off the field, and he's handled himself ever so well on the pitch. I think he's been outstanding. You've seen the strike against Leicester. What a finish that was. He's been really good.
8 minutes gone first half, 0-0. Calvert-Lewin relishing the battle for Everton. Gomez plays it back to Mikalenko. Cross comes in. No one there for Everton to attack the ball. Hooked away by Mitchell. Wasn't quite sure what was around him. Decided not to take any chances. Out it goes for a throw to Everton on the right. 5 Live and BBC Sounds this evening. 8.5 minutes played. Everton 0, Palace 0. Outside of the foot cross from Toure. Hits Calvert-Lewin on the shoulder. Spins off to the left. Mikalenko gets that ball in. Will Hughes heads it away, and Gomez plays it back to Holgate. Holgate looks to go for the long diagonal. Quickly it's overhit beyond Iwobi, behind for a goal kick, and there's been an early goal in this League Two playoff semi-final second leg. Here's Chris Coles.
Port Vale 1, Swindon 0. Didn't take James Wilson long to banish the memories of that horrible miss. He's equalised, he's levelled the tie. Great ball in from Cian Harrott on the left-hand side, and Wilson underneath the crossbar, fired home. Port Vale 1, Swindon 0, 2-2 on aggregate.
Goal kick taken by Crystal Palace. Ball driven forward by Joachim Andersen with his right foot. Mikalenko backpedaling, watches it all the way, heads it out for a throw-in to Palace on the right, 35 yards from the Everton goal. So Palace in yellow with a red and blue vertical stripe down the left-hand side of that shirt. Yellow shorts, yellow socks, attacking the Gladys Street end, that jam-packed two-tiered stand away to our left. Zaha, good strength, lays it off to Schlupp. Bit of space for Schlupp to attack on the left. Cross comes in, blocked at the near post, goes behind for a Crystal Palace corner. Palace have beaten Everton twice this season. 3-1 at Selhurst Park in December. Conor Gallagher scored twice. If you're just tuning in, he's on the bench for Palace this evening, and they absolutely walloped Everton 4-0 in an FA Cup quarter-final. 0-0 tonight. Corner taken shortly to Zaha. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell runs beyond Doucouré. High floated cross to the far post, headed out to the edge of the box. Schlupp miscues the volley, and it dribbles harmlessly wide and behind for a goal kick to Everton. Here's Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Jeffrey Schlupp. He obviously scored the equaliser on the weekend. He's back in the team, and he's got good technique, so he'll be disappointed, but it's a well-worked corner. But they will be a threat down the left-hand side, because I think Mitchell and Zaha, the combination this season has been outstanding, and Jeffrey Schlupp as well. More so than down that right-hand side, because Klein don't want to get forward, and Jordan Ayew is good at tracking back.
About 5 minutes away from the 8 o'clock Premier League kickoffs this evening, the crucial one in the relegation battle. Villa-Burnley. Anthony Gordon onto the ball, edge of the Palace box. Little nutmeg trying to find a way through. Palace get enough bodies back to get the ball away. Can't keep it in play. Out for a throw-in to Everton. Half a quarter of a chance just developing there for Everton, and the Everton fans will leap on anything. Richarlison goes tumbling to the floor. He is not going to fool the assistant referee with that. The throw-in was coming his way. He knew Mitchell was behind him. Mitchell gives him a tiny little nudge.
Ali, that's where he lets himself down. That's why a lot of people will have a go at Richarlison. And listen, I've been a big fan of him recently. I think he's stepped to the party when they needed him, when they've had Calvert-Lewin missing. But stuff like that, it doesn't look good, because he's trying to buy a free kick.
Goal kick taken short. Comes out to Mitchell. Richarlison, that's better work from him. Quickly in to block the clearance from Tyrick Mitchell. Out for a throw into Palace inside their own half on the left. Final day of the Premier League season, I'm sure you'll know, is Sunday. 5 Live across it with our finest coverage as always. All the games kick off at 4 o'clock. So much to be decided. The title, 4th place, 6th, 7th in terms of Europa League, Europa Conference League, and the relegation battle as well. Our commentary will start at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City against Aston Villa, with John Murray in the hot seat there. Reporters at all the other games. That will be some listen on Sunday afternoon. Everton will hope to be safe by then. They're away at Arsenal on Sunday. They're watching Palace stroke passes around inside their own half at the moment. Patchy blue sky above us at Goodison Park. Gahey on the ball with his left arm heavily strapped in a white bandage. Mateta's first time ball out to the right. Mikalenko's got it covered. He wants it to spin out for a throw, and it won't quite do that, so he clears it on the turn. Calvert-Lewin wins the flick on. Anthony Gordon gives chase, and Gahey is there for Palace and comes back to his goalkeeper, the giant Jack Butland.
See, that's what he gives you, Calvert-Lewin. He'll win every header today out, and it's just trying to get runners, the likes of Richarlison, and that running in behind, because he is very good in the air.
Ball loose on the halfway line. Eze calmly strokes a pass back to Anderson. Everton just stand off for the moment, and Palace again knock it around inside their own half. Everton win means safety, means another season of top flight football. They've only ever suffered 2 relegations in their history. Once in the 30s, 1930, went down, came straight back up again, and once in the 50s, 1951, 3 seasons in the 2nd division. Otherwise, entirely in the top flight. Zaha's in the mood. Little trick away from Iwobi. Tried to drag him back. Couldn't get there. No look pass. Looking for Mateta. Well covered by Mason Holgate. And the ball is behind for a goal kick. You're right about Zaha, actually, Clinton. I think if he keeps it calm, he's going to relish the atmosphere.
Oh, of course he will. He loves all of this. Obviously, knowing him personally, he loves it. He said when they have a go at him more, it inspires him to go and play at his best. And I think he needs to play angry. He's a person. He said it many a times. When he has the crowd on his back, that's when he likes to showcase his ability. It'll be a good battle between him and Iwobi and Chambers Coleman as well, because they're playing that free.
Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. So Everton, as it stands, would move to 37 points. Leeds would stay on 35. Richarlison goes down on the edge of the penalty area. This time he does get the decision. He was between Will Hughes and Joachim Andersen. And it's either for a foul on Richarlison or the ball seemed to strike an arm in there. Again, Calvert-Lewin wins the flick on Richarlison, chested it. He's bundled into.
Yeah, he has. But Anderson's got to go and win the first header. It's a mismatch between Nathaniel Klein and Calvert-Lewin. And it's a silly tackle, but Palace have bigger problems because Mitchell looks like he's struggling. He's just gone down off the ball there, and it might be an injury with his ankle.
Yeah, Crystal Palace physio is out in his red tracksuit top, having a word with Tyreek Mitchell, who sat down on the floor. First shooting opportunity coming Everton's way, and Richarlison, I think quite sensibly, is just trying to take the free kick back a couple of yards here. He's adjusting his shin pads, having been fouled and won it. I think we're in no doubt as to who's going to take it. Mikalenko is there as well.
Have you seen Richarlison ever score a free kick?
No.
That's what I mean. I don't think they've got one out there who's normally the free kick taker, would you?
No.
Mikalenko, I probably think, would fancy it, but it's not on his side, is it?
Watching Mikalenko, I was just trying to think of, great Everton free kick takers, and Leighton Baines immediately, he was the one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the one. Yeah, you just
up.
knew straight away if Leighton Baines is stepping over the ball, 9 times out of 10, it could be finding the back of the net.
Right, Tyreek Mitchell back on his feet, hobbling to the sidelines, and at the moment, doesn't look like Crystal Palace are getting ready to make a change, so hopefully he's going to be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man wall being arranged here by Jack Butland, and the free kick is just left of centre as Everton attack the goal away to our right, and I would say it was about 23-24 yards out, and Richarlison has his eyes fixed firmly on Butland and the Palace goal. 15 minutes gone. Richarlison with his right foot. Oh, it clips the bar.
He's unlucky.
It grazes the crossbar and goes behind. Butland didn't get a touch to that. That was close.
Oh, it's brilliant from Richarlison. He gets it up and over, and he's unlucky. I thought Butland might have made a save, but you know what? I don't know. Watching that replay again, does he make a save? I thought he did. Oh, he saves it. I knew he saved it. He saved it from this angle. It looked like he's tipped it onto the bar. It's a great save from Butland. Great free kick from Richarlison, but great save from Butland.
Frank Lampard is saying exactly the same thing to Kevin Friend down on the sidelines. It's 8 o'clock. Villa, Burnley, Chelsea, Leicester getting underway. Has just got underway. John Akers at Villa Park.
Villa 0, Burnley 0. Second minute, and Villa pouring on the pressure. Buendia's just had a shot blocked in front of the Burnley fans opposite me. Beach balls bouncing around in there. Shirt sleeves. Then a ball flashed across the box. No one could stick it in. And Villa have just won a corner. They've made a good start. It's 0-0.
Leeds fans obviously listening nervously tonight. This isn't a good one for them. The as it stands table as soon as we click into the game, because it's Villa 0, Burnley 0. If Burnley get a draw tonight, Leeds do drop into that bottom three and start the final day in the bottom three. So the as it stands table now has Leeds in the bottom three. We'll head to Stamford Bridge shortly. We are at Goodison Park. Clinton Morrison alongside me.
I'm glad you know that, Al, because I was going to ask you, how's it looking at that bottom? I can't keep up with it, but good job you and our guy Gary's here to look after us.
Yeah, Gary Flintoff has the information at his fingertips. Joachim Andersen, poor ball, dragged across field. Iwobi intercepts, on the move, quickly across the halfway line. Side foots a ball to Gordon on the right. First time cross, good delivery. Gahey heads it away. Mitchell's there with his right foot. Iwobi blocks, and the ball goes behind for a Palace goal kick, and I wouldn't be surprised if Iwobi's been winded by that, because that was a meaty clearance that has caught him in the midriff. So let's get to Stamford Bridge. Early update from John Southall.
Evening, Ali. We played 3 minutes. Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. Quite a combative start to the game. Chelsea dominating possession. They've made 2 changes from that cup final and will guarantee third with a win tonight. Chelsea 0, Leicester 0.
Goal kick taken by Crystal Palace. So Villa, Burnley, Chelsea, Leicester underway. Radio 5 Sports Extra has your commentary of Chelsea, Leicester, and we know Port Vale won up on Swindon in the League 2 playoff semi-final, which means that is 2-2 on aggregate. Winners meet Mansfield in the final a week on Saturday. This Saturday, 3 o'clock at Wembley, Sunderland against Wycombe. We'll have updates on that one during our commentary of the Scottish Cup final. Rangers trying to bounce back from that Europa League final defeat last night. Full commentary of Rangers Hearts. Steve Crossman with the show, live from midday, live from Hampden Park on Saturday. Zaha picking the ball up deep for Palace. Iwobi sticking to him like glue. Zaha plays it back to Joachim Andersen. Plenty of space for him to work with inside his own half. Pass across to Nathaniel Klein. Just looked a little nervous on the ball there. It sort of bounced between his feet.
Yeah, he's like that. I think in the right back he's very good going forward, but I mean defending, but he can improve on the ball massively.
Yeah, good closing down from Everton. Mitchell's clearance straight into Iwobi again, so he's been in the wars. Goes out for a throw-in to Palace, coming up to 20 minutes played. Closest we've come. Richarlison's free kick grazing the crossbar. We think Butland did get a hand to it in the end, but Everton didn't get the corner, and Ayew heading powerfully wide for Crystal Palace. Holgate under pressure inside his own half. Clearance hits Mateta. Got to be careful. Zaha breathing down his neck. Hooks it away with his left foot. Iwobi and Schluck jump for the ball together. Breaks loose to Mateta wide on the left. Zaha on the turn. Michael Keane right behind him. Zaha thought he was fouled. No free kick given. And Gordon's first touch lets him down inside his own half. The ball goes out for a Crystal Palace throw on the left, which Mitchell gets ready to take. Clinton can't see him. You can see him now, can't you, Clinton?
Yeah, because it's the famous,
it's the famous stanchion. Yeah, the famous Goodison Park stanchion. Clever from Zaha. Dragged the ball 180 degrees through the legs of Doucouré, and it's also won Palace a free kick because Schlupp's been caught, and Everton now have got to be careful. Everton 0, Palace 0. So that incredible atmosphere we had outside the ground ahead of the game, and certainly in the build-up to kick-off in the first sort of 5-10 minutes, has just dampened down a little bit, and you just feel that at the moment, on the sort of nerve scale, it's picking up at the moment for the Everton fans. Certainly now, set piece to defend. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 0. So Everton will currently be on 37 points. Burnley on 35. They're 0-0 at Villa. Leeds on 35, but they'd be in the bottom 3 because of their goal difference. Free kick. Eze with his right foot. Good delivery into the far post. Headed in. Crystal Palace in front at Goodison Park. And that is big trouble. Jean-Philippe Mateta, the big centre forward. The delivery was perfect from Ebere Eze. And Everton are going to have to come from behind. It's Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1.
I don't understand, because obviously the pillar's in the way, to be fair, so we're going to have to see on the replay, but it's a great ball from Eze. You can't give someone like Mateta, who's 6'2", 6'3", a free header. I know they do zonal, but it's a great ball from Eze, and he just spins it, he just runs straight. Doucouré's not checked his shoulders to see where he is. It's a free header. You can't give someone, the big centre forward like that, a free header. It's a good header from Mateta, but it's poor defending. Frank Lampard will not be happy with that.
Looks like Abdoulaye Doucouré and Michael Keane are both jumping with Mark Guéhi, and then Mateta sort of slips in behind. The ball clears those three, and as you say, Clinton, heads it down from 6 yards out, quite close to Pickford, but Pickford's got no real chance to react. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Early goal at Stamford Bridge, John Southall.
It's gone to Leicester. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1. Really good goal. Came from a Schmeichel long ball forward. 4 touches later, James Maddison, edge of the penalty area, scored at the keeper's near post. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1.
Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1. So Everton remaining on 36 points. Burnley 0-0 at Villa. They'd be on 35. Leeds on 35, sitting in the bottom 3. Zaha slipped. He was about to get a cross in from the left. The Everton fans are relieved at that, and they need to up it again and get behind their team. And Frank Lampard, he is getting that message across as well. Plenty of time.
There's plenty of time, to be fair, and they got to relax. There's still loads of time left in this game. They've started the game well, Everton. It'll be disappointing to concede from a set piece for sure, but it's not like Palace have carved them open, but there's still loads of time left in the game for Everton.
Just remind you as well, if Everton draw or lose this game tonight, Leeds will still need to win at Brentford to go past them on the final day. So you can kind of take Burnley out of the equation there from Everton's point of view, but they don't want that to be the case. Everton have to go to Arsenal. They don't want to be relying on Leeds not winning at Brentford. Obviously Everton can take care of matters themselves on the final day as well. They are 1-0 down at the moment. Next break in play will head back to Vale Park. Mitchell down the line to Zaha inside the Palace half. Mitchell plays the ball back to Gahey. Gahey in turn to his goalkeeper Butland on the edge of his 6-yard box, across to Anderson. Dominic Calvert-Lewin hits the brakes. He chases left, he chases right. Comes wide left now to Mitchell. Mitchell's pass forward blocked again by Iwobi, out for a throw into Palace. Chris Cole's watching the action at Vale Park.
Vale 1, Swindon 0, Ali, but Vale so close to a second. Nathan Smith, the centre-half, with an effort that belies his position, beautifully bending an effort from the edge of the area. It clipped the outside of the post and bounced to safety. 24 minutes played, Port Vale 1, Swindon 0, 2-2 on aggregates.
Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Leicester are 1 up away to Chelsea. Doucouré back to Iwobi. Pass forward is blocked by Schlupp, and then it bounces off Coleman and goes out for another throw into Crystal Palace.
What they can't do is get nervous and start panicking and stuff like that, where you just relax. You still got loads of time, to be fair, and they, as I said, they have started well, Everton, but that's what happens when pressure gets to you, Ali. You start panicking and not doing the simple things which you know you can do.
Pickford slices his clearance with his left boot. It bounces inside his own half. Mikalenko plays it down the line towards Richarlison. Header away from Holgate. Everton fans frustrated at their team's inability to hold on to possession. Will Hughes, little layoff in midfield here to Eze. Eze looks to his right and sees Ayew in plenty of space. Klein makes the run on the outside. Cross comes in from Ayew. Headed away by Mason Holgate. 25 minutes played at Goodison Park. Palace leading Everton by a goal to 0. Klein comes in from the right. Layoff to Schlupp. Edge of the box. Doucouré immediately on top of him. Knocks him to the floor. No free kick. Richarlison battling for that ball. Gomez is in there as well. Gordon nicks a little pass forward to Calvert-Lewin. Anderson quickly onto it for Palace. Clears with his right foot. Very hurried at the moment from both teams, and the ball's out for an Everton throw in their right back position. So still Villa 0, Burnley 0 at Villa Park. If Burnley draw that game this evening, Leeds start the final day in the bottom 3. Burnley would just have to match Leeds' result on Sunday to ensure that they stay up, and if Burnley were to win at home against Newcastle on Sunday, Leeds would have to win to have any chance of staying up. Richarlison's layoff receives warm applause from the Everton fans. Mikalenko trying to escape. Ayew down the left. Cross comes in. Calvert-Lewin jumps. It's over his head. The header is flicked away, but only as far as Iwobi. Plays the ball to Gordon. They exchange a little 1-2. Back to Stamford Bridge shortly. Here's Coleman's curling cross to the far post. Mikalenko hits it on the volley.
It's a great chance, to be fair. You're right, Ali, because with his technique, he's got a lot of time. He's on just outside the 6-yard box. Jordan Ayew doesn't do his job by tracking back. It's a good ball in from Coleman, but it's a good opportunity for Mikalenko.
Well, we saw him smack in a wonderful volley in the win against Leicester recently. That wasn't quite of the same quality. John Southall, what's going on at Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea 0, Leicester 1, almost 1-1. Trevor Chalobah 25 yards out, invited to shoot, but there was Schmeichel flying to his left-hand side to tip it over the bar. I'm going to say it, Ali. There are goals in this. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1.
Everton 0, Palace 1. Everton fans want goals in this one. They want goals for their team, of course. If they win tonight, then they're definitely in the Premier League next season. Interesting listening to Andy Hunter actually in our coverage ahead of kickoff from the Guardian and the Observer, just reminding us potentially could be Everton's last ever top flight game at this stadium. I mean, you never know, that's crystal ball stuff, but I hadn't thought of it like that. Here's Will Hughes playing the ball back to Gahey. Palace in control at the moment, leading through the Mateta goal, and Frank Lampard pacing anxiously on the side of the pitch. Offside, says Clinton Morrison. Play continues. Zaha with a back heel flick to Mitchell, cross into the near post, and Keane heads over his own bar. Ooh. And then Jordan Pickford balls at the assistant referee and says, how is that not offside? So we'll have a little look at the replay in a second. In the meantime, as we wait for the Palace corner, we'll head to Villa Park. John Akers.
Villa 0, Burnley 0. 12 minutes gone. Mings has taken an elbow from Barnes in the face. They had a look at it, but no red card. And Buendia, a right foot effort deflected wide for Villa, who remain on top. Villa 0, Burnley 0.
John Akers will be keeping a keen eye on his fantasy football team this evening, as am I. Fantasy 606 podcast, latest one is out today, available on the BBC Sounds app. Corner in from Eze into the far post. Pickford is able to grab that under no real challenge, comes sprinting out to the edge of his box, dressed all in green with his white goalkeeping gloves, hair slicked back.
It's just everything they're doing at the moment is too slow.
Yeah.
Even the fans wanting, he can't. There's no one to hit there for Pickford because they get everyone back. But you just want the tempo to be a bit quicker.
Pickford clears with his left foot, but as Clinton has rightly explained, Palace back in their defensive shape. Coleman barges into Zaha. It was a little trick from Zaha. It was a flick over his shoulder. He wanted to collect the ball the other side. Coleman got him and definitely didn't get the ball, and Crystal Palace get the free kick.
Yeah, he wants to pull out all the party tricks today. You can see that he's actually playing that occasion and well at the moment. He's buying free kicks and stuff like that, and it's frustrating because the Everton fans will get frustrated, but he's playing the game well.
Villa 0, Burnley 0. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 1 here. Leicester 1 up at Chelsea with the early James Maddison goal. Zaha's clipped by Anthony Gordon. Goes down again. He was definitely caught. Referee didn't see it. Plays continue. Keane heads the ball away. Chested down by the bearded Andre Gomez. Everton fans again frustrated because they've given the ball away, haven't they?
Yeah, they are frustrated. They've got to stick with them though, Ali. I know why it is frustrating, but because when you're giving the ball away, but they've got to stick with them because it is nervous out there.
Good turn from Ayew. Palace definitely the more confident team at the moment. Let's not forget they're aiming for a top 10 finish this season. Klein tries to get the first time cross in, and the ball hits Mykolenko on the back and goes out for a throw-in. So in the last 8 seasons of Premier League football, highest finish for Crystal Palace has been 10th. It's very tight actually between Wolves in 8th and down to 14th at the moment. Ball drops on the edge of the Everton penalty area. Wobie sticks a leg out and stabs it away. Will Hughes with his right foot plays it to Klein. Little bit of litter blowing around inside that Everton half as Ayew looks for the 1-2 with Schlupp and comes speeding in from the right. Hughes with the first time ball to Klein. Schlupp involved again. Back to Hughes. Hughes.
So deep. They're so deep, Ali.
Everton.
They're so deep. Look, look how deep Richarlison is. Now they've squeezed up. And somehow Palace are always getting through.
Playing some nice stuff at the moment, Crystal Palace. Ayew almost caught by Gomez. He's managed to get Klein in behind. Right-footed cross. Too close to Pickford. Gathers it at his near post. This time he's quickly out to the edge of his box. There are 3 Everton attackers chasing this high ball downfield. Anderson heads it away. Everton 0, Palace 1. Gordon plays it to Richarlison into the Palace penalty. Goes for the curler and shoots straight at Butland. That's a very comfortable save.
Yeah, he's got to do better. Once he decides he's not going to play it to Gordon, he makes a good run on the outside. He's got to be working Butland. It was a comfortable save. You saw what he was trying to do though, Ali. He was trying to angle it. But that's better from Everton. If you play at that tempo, you can cause Palace problems.
We'll keep reminding you, defeat this evening not terminal for Everton. This is a game in hand. They would still start the final day of the season on 36 points, going to Arsenal. Leeds at the moment would be sitting in the bottom 3, so it would still be in Everton's hands, but they'd have to go and get something possibly away to Arsenal on the final day. Zaha trying to get away from Doucouré, does that, leaves Gomez for dead as well. Little step over, can't get past Michael Keane, but the ball rebounds here to Eze. Eze with his right foot finds Schlupp. Schlupp back to goal in the Everton box, just about manages to keep it. Then Everton win it. Doucouré out to Richarlison. Richarlison stumbles slightly, but gets a pass to Mykolenko, played into the heart of midfield to Gomez, back to Keane. Keane chips one wide to Iwobi. And suddenly you hear the noise from the Everton fans as they get on the front foot, and Will Hughes comes sliding through the back of Anthony Gordon, fouls him. Hughes going to get booked. Everton get the free kick.
Yeah, Schlupp has to do better in that box. It was good play. He's got to know his next pass, and he loses it, and they break. And that's what you want Everton quicker. Will Hughes doesn't have to make that tackle. Good play from Gordon though, buys it, and now he has to be careful because he is that holding midfielder.
Ian Carter this evening is going to keep us updated on the first day of the US PGA Championship. If you're a Rory McIlroy fan, then good news for you. I was watching some of his first round earlier on today, playing some sizzling stuff. Dropped a couple of shots late on, but last we heard had a 1-shot lead at 5 under par. Commentary on the 3rd and 4th rounds of the second men's major of the year on Sports Extra Saturday night from 8 o'clock and from 9 o'clock on 5 Live on Sunday night. McIlroy very much in the mix at the moment. Free kick Everton. They're trailing Palace 1-0. Gordon with his right foot swings it into the box. Keane jumps to win the header, nods it down. No one there in a blue shirt to get onto the knockdown. Ball is cleared up towards Zaha. He lets that bounce twice. He's able to get away from Gordon. Then tries to run past Doucouré. Strong tackle from Doucouré, and then Ayew flying through Gordon. That's a bad challenge. Everton fans on their feet. Anthony Taylor straight out with the yellow card. All of a sudden, There's a melee between both sets of players just inside the Crystal Palace half, and I wonder whether the video assistant referee Mike Dean will have a look at that challenge. That's a scissor tackle.
Yeah, but he's gone with his left foot. He hasn't gone with the right foot, so I think it will be a yellow card, to be fair. And he has to give the yellow card until we see the replay. I saw it live, and it looked like it looks like the left foot went in, and then the right foot came after it. So I think they will look at it. Obviously, VAR will look at it, most definitely.
That's what they're asking. That's what the Everton players are asking. Anthony Taylor, where's he off to at the moment? He's coming over to check Anthony Gordon's okay.
Vieira and Alan are getting involved. I don't know why they would pick on the biggest guy there, and Patrick Vieira, to be fair.
Just have one more look at the challenge here. Good camera angle here.
Nah, because he's not off the ground, he won't get a red. He won't give a red card. It was the left foot. If he's up in the air, I think he's got a good opportunity of being sent off. But I don't think VAR will send him off for that. It's just he tried. You know why, Al? It's the force that he does it with.
Yeah. Well, those conversations will be ongoing at the moment. It's interesting actually, because where we sit here in the Goodison Road stand, there are monitors in front of us. We get the replays. And I think some of those Everton fans are trying to lean round and see the TV screens, and I can hear some of them saying, that is he leaps in, he leads with his left leg, and it is the perfect scissor tackle. He doesn't get anywhere near the ball.
No, he doesn't.
And it's left leg, then right leg.
Do you know, the only thing is, he's not off the ground, and it's not really. Look, he's not off the ground. But you know what, Al? I have seen people this season be sent off for less than that, to be fair.
Anthony Taylor is marching off into the middle of the pitch. The ball is down, stationary at the moment, ready for the Everton free kick, no doubt about that. Anthony Taylor continuing a conversation with Jordan Ayew and Mason Holgate. Everton trying to get the game back underway. We are back underway, so just a yellow card for Ayew for the challenge. Pickford clears the ball into the Palace penalty area, dealt with for now. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Mikalenko's cross into the edge of the box is volleyed away by Schlupp, cleared by Coleman, knocked off it superbly by Mateta. He just took too long, Coleman, and now Palace away down the left-hand side. Mateta's cross in, Pickford comes for it, flaps at it with his left hand, Zaha drives, bouncing shot, Ayew's close, can't get it across the line. Oh, it can!
How is that gone in, by the way?
It bobbles in slow motion. Everton had two defenders back there to clear, and at the moment it looks like it might be going to the final day for Everton. They knew at the start of tonight's game if they could win it they'd be safe, but now in the first half they are 2-0 down at home to Crystal Palace, and that goal surely should not have gone in from Everton's point of view.
No, I think Doucouré's got to clear it on the line, and it starts with Seamus Coleman. He takes far too long and gets dispossessed, and Mateta does ever so well. And I don't know if Jordan Pickford could deal with the first one, to be fair. He looks like he tries to punch it, but Mateta, it's all about Mateta. Mateta does brilliantly, dinks it in, and you're thinking, here you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, Pickford, he's punching, he'll be disappointed with the punch. And then Doucouré, he misses it, and then Mikalenko misses. Poor defending, but first and foremost, I think Mikalenko gets in Pickford's way when he's trying to clear it, but Doucouré's got to clear that, and Mikalenko. Terrible defending, Ali.
Yeah, Doucouré thinks that Mikalenko is going to clear it. Ayew, it comes off his right shoulder, it bounces down in the 6-yard box, he throws a leg out at it, so does Mikalenko. And Doucouré sort of stumbles because he thinks the ball's going to be cleared. He's trying to get into position. He could easily have kicked that away.
Yeah, he could have, to be. And I think Pickford beforehand could come and catch it out. I think he can come and catch it.
Everton 0, Crystal Palace 2. Everton goal difference dropping to -22. Not a problem against Leeds. Against Burnley, they're starting on -18 this evening. Gordon on the dribble has pushed that ball too far ahead of him. It runs away and goes behind the Palace byline for a goal kick. Right, let's check in at Villa Park then. John Akers.
Villa 0, Burnley 0. Villa with a long throw into the penalty area, just bounces through everyone. McGinn for Villa's had a left foot curler from 20 yards saved by Pope, and at the other end McNeil a left foot curler from the same distance. Cash heads away. It's Villa 0, Burnley 0, 22 minutes gone.
So Premier League table as it stands, Everton still on 36 points, 2-0 down at home to Crystal Palace. Burnley just above that bottom three on 35 points, level on points with Leeds, but 20 goals better on the goal difference. So in terms of Everton's situation, it hasn't really changed, but what an opportunity for them tonight, and now they really are going to have to do it the hard way. And Frank Lampard has said that ever since he's arrived. That's the way they've done things. 2-0 down tonight. We've only got about 7 minutes remaining plus a bit of added time in this first half.
The problem is,
cross in from the right for Palace. Coleman is able to head it away for Everton. Mitchell underneath it, lofts a header in the air. Coleman again with the header for Everton. Gordon, great skills under pressure, gets away from Mitchell, given a shove by Schlupp. Not enough, says Anthony Taylor, for the free kick. Here come Palace again. Eze to Mateta, lovely layoff from the centre forward. Here's Eze, 25 yards from goal, central position, thought about the shot, decides against it. Nathaniel Klein comes screaming up the right hand side in support. Mikalenko with the tackle, clears with his left foot. Calvert-Lewin up high and early to win the header. No one there to collect the flick on for Everton.
he's by himself there, to be fair. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to come forward, Everton. There's going to be spaces, and that just suits Crystal Palace with the players that they've got on the counter-attack.
Final day, Everton at Arsenal, Leeds at Brentford, and Burnley at home to Newcastle. And as things stand at the moment, Leeds will start that final day a point behind Everton. If Everton lose this game, there will be just a point between them. So if Leeds are to win at Brentford, Everton are going to have to win at Arsenal. Ball back to Butland. Closed down by Calvert-Lewin inside his area. Panics a little. Clears with his left foot. Gordon's caught again. Advantage is played. Gomez tries the shot from long range. Butland down low to his left, makes the save. Good advantage played by Anthony Taylor, and Anthony Gordon is okay and picks himself up.
Yeah, it was good, to be fair. It was a struggle. It was a bad kick from Butland, but Gordon's been there most lively on the right hand side. He's been popping up on the left. He's trying to make things happen for Everton. He's the bright spark. I just feel they need to get more crosses into the box, but that's what Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison thrive on.
Long ball downfield for Crystal Palace, chased by Ayew. Ayew battling here with Mikalenko. He's dragged Mikalenko back, and that will be a free kick for Everton. So Mateta with the first goal, Ayew with the second, and there was me talking about his lack of goals. Fourth goal in 87 appearances.
No, but you're right, Al. His
Palace.
goal scoring form has not been good enough, Jordan Ayew, because some of them times he's played up front, but what he gives the team is energy on that right hand side, and that's why Patrick Vieira trusts him.
Still Villa 0, Burnley 0 at Villa Park. Those games kicked off at 8 o'clock. Miss any of the action this evening, it'll be there for you, the reaction to it, the debates, the interviews, and the Football Daily podcast available via the BBC Sounds app. And second half of this evening's commentary, by the way, if you head to the iPlayer or the BBC Sports app, click on 5 Live Final Score. You can listen to us alongside the final score graphics and the video printer. So it was some atmosphere before the game. That's certainly been dampened down now. Everton 0, Palace 2. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Palace have the ball. Gahey stabs it to Hughes. Will Hughes, one of the 3 changes for Palace tonight, poorly given away by Gahey. This is a chance for Everton on the counter. Gomez to Gordon. Gordon.
Too quick, Mitchell, isn't it?
Tackled by Mitchell, edge of the area, And now Palace quickly on the move. Eze up to Mateta. Laid back to Nathaniel Klein. Klein brings it forward 10 yards. Short pass to his right to Ayew. Ayew runs to the corner of the box. Richarlison is back there defending and just gets in his face. So plays back to Hughes. Mitchell's in a load of space on the left-hand side. If Hughes can see him, he can. Quite a lot of loft on the pass, so it took a while to get to him. Looking for the 1-2 is Zaha, is Mitchell. Doesn't come off. Iwobi lays it back to Doucouré. Goes back to Jordan Pickford. That was not the friendliest back pass. All Pickford can do is whack it away first time and out for a throw-in.
That's just nerves. That's nerves out. That is all it is with Doucouré, because he's a better footballer than that. He's got much more time on the ball, but it's nerves. And when the fans start getting anxious, that does go on to the players, and you can see that at the moment. Everton players are nervous.
Palace have taken the throw. Mitchell well forward, down by that Everton byline on the left. Low cross into the Everton box. Gomez clears. Calvert-Lewin tries to control it with his shins. Anderson behind him. Calvert-Lewin down. Anthony Taylor doesn't feel that was worthy of a free kick either. Palace have it again. Klein up to Ayew, wide on the right on the halfway line. Frank Lampard doing the nervous pacing, and Patrick Vieira doing the very calm, cross-armed watching at the moment. His team 2-0 to the good and moving up to 10th spot in the Premier League this evening. That's because Leicester are moving up to 8th. They're 1-0 up away to Chelsea. Commentary continues on Sports Extra on that one. Leicester 51, Wolves 51. Palace moving up to 48 points if they win the game tonight. Zaha's back heel intercepted by Doucouré. Lovely layoff from Gordon to Coleman. Coleman finds Gomez, 10 yards inside the Palace half. Back it comes to Holgate. Time running out in the first half for Everton here. Reaction on the half-time whistle will be interesting as well. Here's Gomez with that jet black hair. Left-footed ball across the Palace half to Coleman. Coleman with the floated diagonal into the Crystal Palace area. Header away, falls to Iwobi. Iwobi looking for an option, gets a shout from Doucouré, gives it straight back to Iwobi. Mikalenko wants it wide on the left. His cross comes in, almost finds Richarlison. The header floats wide and behind for a goal kick. Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, it's decision making. They're on the edge of the box, and you've seen Iwobi, Richarlison getting into positions. Get the ball wide. That's how I think you'll score against Crystal Palace. The ball wide, get balls into the box, and get Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison attacking it, because that's their best option at the moment. But it has to be a big half-time team talk from Frank Lampard there.
At the moment, it's heading to the final day. Those who know Everton will know this. In terms of Premier League history, 1994, they survived relegation on the final day. 2-0 down against Wimbledon they were here. Graham Stewart scored twice, the first from the penalty spot. They won the game 3-2 and survived. And they survived relegation on the final day 4 years later in 1998 with a 1-1 draw against Coventry here, and only finished above Bolton on goal difference. Palace player down hurt. I think that's Mateta.
Oh, I think they'll stay up though.
Calling that now.
I think they will stay up. Do you know why I think they'll stay up? Because I can't see Burnley and if the results stay how they were, I can't see Burnley and Leeds winning. I can't see it. It never happens like that where both teams at the
here's
bottom.
One for you. Okay.
Go on then, throw something to me.
Let's say Leeds win to go to 38. Burnley draw to get to 36. Everton lose. Burnley would be ahead of Everton on goal difference. Everton would go down in that instance on goal difference. So you need one to win and one to draw in that situation.
Never thought like that. Oh wow, yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe you can ask me at 6 o'clock on Sunday.
Revising your opinion.
Yeah. Ali's threw something at me.
Late in the first half at Goodison Park. Just got a shout to head somewhere else there for a second. Where are we going? Stamford Bridge, John Southall.
Chelsea 0, Leicester 1. Chance though for Chelsea. Kante through to Lukaku on the right of the penalty area. Just took too long on it. Marty blocked it. It was good defending, but Lukaku should have done better. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1.
4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Villa 0, Burnley 0. And Port Vale still leading Swindon by a goal to 0. League 2 playoff semi-final tonight. 2-2 on aggregate. That one, like this one, kicked off at 7:45. Will Hughes thought he was fouled on the halfway line. Anthony Taylor eventually agreed, and Everton fans again voiced their fury and frustration.
You're just looking at midfield, and Gomez, good player, but they ain't got a midfielder who can run in behind. So I think someone like a Donny van der Beek maybe can come on, because he's the one who can pull strings. And maybe it's Dele Alli time. He brought him in, and what has he done? Tonight's a night you want the big players to turn up. We all talk about him being a big player. Tonight might be the night where he can come and make a difference. 9 substitute appearances since joining, yet to score a goal. Tonight would be a very good time to start. What's happening at Villa Park? John Akers.
Well, Pope has made 2 fantastic saves for Burnley. It's Villa 0, Burnley 0. McGinn has had a couple of efforts. This one looked in. Pope stretched out a left hand and picked it out the top corner. Fantastic save. Villa 0, Burnley 0. 31 gone.
And with that result as it stands, Burnley would start the final day out of the bottom 3, ahead of Leeds on goal difference. Late stages of the first half here at Goodison Park. Everton on the ball. Coleman across to Pickford, is a good 20 yards outside his box, launches one high down the middle of the field. What a leap from Calvert-Lewin to win the header. Gordon can't control the flick on. Mitchell clears with his left foot. Can't find Zaha. Michael Keane given a shout by the Everton fans because Mateta was closing in. Coleman tries to caress a little pass down the line and can't keep that in play, and it goes out for a throw-in to Palace wide on the left.
They just look void of ideas at the moment, Ali. This Everton team, they look like they're listen, they've got ability in that team, but there's just no confidence at the moment. And I think that result against Brentford, that was the one where I'm looking. And even when they went away to Watford and didn't turn up, the 0-0 against Watford, everyone's beating Watford at the moment. Watford looked like they're on their holidays, and they didn't get the 3 points. If they got the 3 points that night, I thought they would have been safe.
Here's Mikalenko on the ball on the left-hand side for Everton. Cross into Doucouré, tries to take it on the turn. Everton want a handball. Anthony Taylor immediately motions and says no. He says the ball has hit the ground, bounced up, and the arm is by the side. It was Jeffrey Schlupp that Everton had felt had handballed it, and Clinton's going to get a look at the replay now.
Yeah, it's because it's hit his thigh, isn't it? It's gone thigh first. That's why he's not giving it to him, and his arms are not out, so he won't give a decision. If it hits it straight, then he's going to give a penalty.
Late corner for Everton. By the way, the mention of Donny van der Beek's been out injured for a while. He is on the Everton bench this evening, so quite rightly, as Clinton says, could come on and possibly make a difference. Everton needs something. Corner in from the right, good delivery, headed up in the air by Ayew. Zaha's the first to it. Still inside his own box, under pressure from Michael Keane. Flicks the ball over Keane's head, nodded back by Ayew. Cleared by Anderson. Coleman, only player back in his own half for a moment there. Eze's onto it for Palace wide on the left. Gordon now back to help out, gets a toe in. Important one for Everton. Mitchell on the ball for Palace. Wide to Eze on the left. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Eze with his right foot. Clinton's enjoying that pass.
That was brilliant. He's so smooth, isn't he? You just want to see him back to form.
Bit of fade on it. Wide to Ayew. Ayew well tackled by Mikalenko. Been a good battle down the Crystal Palace right flank, that one in the first half. Richarlison deep in a left back position. Curls a pass down the left wing. Gomez and Schlupp battling for that one. Throw into Everton. They've not got much time left at the end of this first half. Need to take this quickly. 2-0 down. Throw in for them inside their own half. Mikalenko loops it high, down the line it goes, over the head of Richarlison. Hughes can't keep it in for Palace. Another throw in for Everton, but Palace happy with keeping Everton there. And there you go. Few boos and a few jeers on the half-time whistle. We'll keep repeating it. Not terminal for Everton tonight if they lose the game, but it definitely means it will go to the final day. Clinton, they have looked a little nervy. Mateta got the first free header from a set piece. The second was an awful goal to concede for Everton. Doucouré could so easily have cleared that off the line. It was Coleman caught in possession inside his own half. They have got so much work to do in the second half.
Yeah, it's two. It's the first one's a set piece. He'll be disappointed. It's not like Palace have just carved them over with good intricate play. And then the second one's disappointing. I think Pickford could come and catch it, but Mikalenko's in his eye line. Instead, he punches it, and then they don't react. It hits his shoulder. I've never really heard, and it's the weakest shoulder ever. And Mikalenko is sliding, and then Doucouré don't know whether to clear it. So it's decision making, and I think that's what will annoy Frank Lampard. It's the way the goals have been conceded on such a big night.
Well, we gave you the motto, the Everton club motto at the start of the game. Nothing but the best is good enough. That is not Everton's best so far this evening. 45 minutes left to try and do something about it. Half-time at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 2.
We'll talk more about this game after we've heard about another goal at Stamford Bridge. John Southall.
Chelsea have the equaliser. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. Reece James with the cross, and there was Marcus Alonso on the back post, on the volley. Really good strike. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Clinton, how's Jordan Ayew still on the pitch?
To be fair, I don't think it's a sending off.
Do you not?
No, I don't. No, to be fair, it's a hard one because he doesn't jump off the pitch. He does catch him, and it could have gone either way. Me and Ali was looking at it. It could have gone either way. And you know VAR are going to turn it over one of the experienced referees. It could have been sent off. Tell a lie. I shouldn't say that. It could have gone either way, to be fair. But I don't think, because it was the force with it, but I don't think he was off the ground. And I think if it was a proper scissors, then he would have got a red card.
Steve, it's been a theme, hasn't it? I mean, I was reading all about it again in the build-up to this game, but some of the decisions, and I know, at the end of a season, if you do go down, you can't just blame individual decisions, but they do seem to be mounting up. Anthony Gordon felt he should have had a penalty at Anfield. There was a Rodri handball earlier in the season, which I think I'm right in saying the officials even came out and apologised for afterwards, felt it should have been a penalty for Everton at Manchester City. They lost that game by a goal to nil. Branthwaite sent off here on Sunday where Richarlison's shirt was being tugged, just before that incident happened. So you can understand the frustration. Yeah,
there's a lot of it coming through on 85058 and at 5 Live Sport. James, that should be a red card for Ayew. Theo, player who should have been given a red card, scores immediately. That's been Everton's luck this season.
Look, you know what, Crossy? I can see where they're coming from on that, because I've seen less people get sent off for worse tackles than that. Lesser tackles. Sorry.
Do you think Do you think it endangered the opponent?
That's why. Looking at it, when I first saw it, I said, "Nah, yellow card." But when you slow it down and keep seeing the replay, you can see, there has been decisions this season where people have got sent off for that. So it was but once he makes that decision, I don't think VAR are going to overturn one of the experienced referee unless he makes a terrible decision. I think once he makes that decision, they're never going to overturn that.
Yeah. The one thing I would say, Clinton, though, is that yes, you could look at it and say, oh, that's just Everton's luck. There was nothing unlucky about the way they conceded the goal. Okay, people might say he shouldn't have been on the pitch, but these are separate incidents, and the defending was terrible.
It was the first one's terrible, to be fair. A ball can't come in the first one. You give a free kick away, Eze, and you get Mateta. Mateta's 6'3", 6'4". He's a big old unit up front, Crossy. He works ever so hard. He's not gonna you can't give him a free header. I can understand if it's someone like me who's not the biggest, and you give me a free header and I'm not good in the air. That is his strength, and you give him a free header, and it should be someone like Keane orchestrating it. They just lack leaders at the moment. And the second goal, I think Pickford could do better, but then obviously Mikalenko thinks he's going to clear it, and then Decore doesn't clear it off the line. So it's just moments, Crossy. And yeah, things are not going for them. Palace could have been down to 10 men, but still you got to get on with it and regroup, and they haven't done that yet.
Everton 0, Crystal Palace 2, half-time in the Premier League. Big if it stays like this, it would mean that on the final day of the season, 18th place Leeds, 17th place Burnley and 16th place Everton would all be separated by a single point. What about the fight to get into League One, the League Two playoff semi-final second leg at Vale Park? Chris Coles.
Port Vale 1, Swindon 0 at the break, Steve. Everything you'd want from a playoff semi-final second leg this. Great intensity, hefty challenges and excellent chances. Two of them golden for James Wilson. He's taken one of them for Port Vale, a back post tap-in following what was a blistering start for the home side. They've also hit the post in a dominant first half. Swindon have really struggled to make an impact. They're just not matching Vale's tempo and tenacity, which the home fans are absolutely loving. This old ground is at its atmospheric best. Port Vale, they've never been to the new Wembley. They're playing like a team, hell-bent on getting there, but this tie still in the balance. Port Vale 1, Swindon 0, 2 apiece on aggregate.
That scoreline at Goodison, of course, is good news for Burnley, but they've got their own job to do at Villa Park. John Akers.
They have. Not the best game, but they'll take this 100% if it stays like it. Aston Villa 0, Burnley 0. They've been short on chances, Burnley, where their goalkeeper Tom Pope has been in top form. The save from John McGinn a few moments ago was top-notch, flying away to his left. Burnley have just won a free kick in a dangerous position, a position where they can cross from the left-hand side. They brought all the big guns forward, in it comes, flicks up into the air, keeper's underneath it, drops it, cleared away by Aston Villa. So Burnley, as it stands, will have their fate in their own hands going into the final day of the season. Villa have been the better team, but it's 0-0.
Thank you very much, John. We'll have more on the USPJ Championship. We will keep you up to date with what's happening in that game in Super League between Warrington Wolves and St Helens. And we'll hear a little bit of the EuroLeague's programme, the podcast, which is available to download on BBC Sounds. We'll do all of that before the second half kicks off at Goodison Park. But we'll get the news now with Giuliano Cassidy.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Boris Johnson's been told he won't face any more fines for breaking lockdown rules. The police have finished their investigation with 126 fixed penalty notices issued to 83 people. Labour and the Lib Dems say the Prime Minister should resign. Here's the senior Conservative backbencher, Sir Ian Duncan-Smith.
It was wrong. He has apologised a lot for it, and so he should, because they lost control of what was happening in Downing Street. You'll see from all these fines, there were an awful lot of civil servants and politicians caught up in this. And this is because they were working together, cheek by jowl, day by day, often feet away from each other in the offices, and they blurred the line.
The government's Vaccine Advisory Committee has recommended that at-risk groups be given a COVID booster shot this autumn. Here's our health correspondent, Catherine Da Costa.
Boosters provide high levels of protection against falling seriously ill from COVID, but immunity fades over time. Some groups, including the over 75s, care home residents and people aged 12 and over with a weakened immune system, are currently being offered a spring booster, and these groups are advised to continue coming forward. This latest advice from the JCVI recommends autumn boosters should be given to a wider population, including the over 65s, older care home residents, frontline health and care workers, and those aged 16 to 64 with underlying health conditions.
Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has acknowledged the state of the country's newly nationalised rail network is not acceptable. From Monday, almost 700 ScotRail services a day will be cut because of a dispute about pay and overtime. The price of parcels and stamps are likely to go up again as Royal Mail tries to cover higher costs, including wages, energy and fuel expenses. Earlier this year, the company increased the price of first-class stamps to 95p and second-class ones to 68. And Bruno Tognoli is leaving Strictly Come Dancing for good, with Anton Dubek taking over his seat as a judge. The Italian, who also appears on the US version of the show, has not been on in person for nearly 2 years now because of COVID travel restrictions.
F1.
Through the final corner at turn 17, out onto the start-finish straight, and Max Verstappen wins the first ever Miami Grand Prix. He takes the checkered flag, he closes in on Charles Leclerc's championship lead. The gap down to 19 points. Once again, Verstappen and Leclerc were wheel to wheel for the win.
This time, it's personal.
F1.
Live race commentary from the Spanish Grand Prix, Sunday afternoon from 2
On 5 Live.
There is a lot of potential, we just need to make sure it's reliable.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport.
With Steve Crossman.
This could be huge. Penalty at Villa Park. John Akers.
And it's for Burnley. Cornet picks up the ball left-hand side, chops back onto his right foot, and Buendia leaves a foot in. Cornet goes over it. Penalty for Burnley with just 2 minutes remaining in the half. So it's been picked up and popped on the spot by Ashley Barnes, who earlier on in the half planted an elbow into the face of Tyrone Mings. They had a look at it, said no red card. Mings was down for ages, and this is it. In front of the towering Holt end, he stands with his arms by his side, a yard inside the penalty area. Martinez in yellow, bouncing on his line. A shrug of the shoulders, an exhale from Ashley Barnes of Burnley, fighting for their lives, trying to keep it in their own hands going into the final day. What a moment this is in their season. Up steps Barnes, right-footed, and scores! Ashley Barnes for Burnley sprints away to the corner flag, and how big could that goal be in the mix-up at the bottom at the end of the season? It's Aston Villa 0, Burnley 1.
Huge goal, that, for Burnley. That would take them above Everton onto 37 points. There is a long way to go, but that's just made everything at half-time all the more difficult for those Everton fans at Goodison Park. Remember, they trailed Crystal Palace 2-0. We've got second-half commentary on the way. 5 Sports Extra right now. You can listen to full commentary of Chelsea-Leicester. That's 1-1. Let's go back to Oklahoma. Second men's major of the year. The USPGA Championship is underway. Correspondent Ian Carter is there.
And Rory McIlroy is at the top of the leaderboard after a superb 65, which featured 4 birdies in a row from his third hole of the morning. He was playing in elevated company. Jordan Spieth going for the career Grand Slam. Tiger Woods there as well. But it was the Rory story today. And by the time he was 14 holes into his round, he was 6 under par. Then came 2 drop shots in 3 holes, but he atoned for that with an excellent birdie at the 9th, his final hole, holing from 18 feet. And as I say, it all added up to a 65. It gives him a 1-shot lead at the moment. And after his round, he was asked if that was the quick start that he was looking for. Yes or no?
No, I'd rather shoot 74 and try to make the cut tomorrow. Yeah, look, it was a great start to the tournament. You know, I've been playing well coming in here. You know, I've been carrying some good form. Obviously, that took a lot from that last round at Augusta. Played well up in DC at the Wells Fargo there, so I'm playing good in the practice rounds earlier this week. So I think when your game's feeling like that, it's just a matter of going out there and really, sticking to your game plan, executing as well as you possibly can, and just sort of staying in your own little world. And I did that really well today. It was nice to get off to that good start, and I feel like this course it lets you be pretty aggressive off the tee if you want to be. So I hit quite a lot of drivers out there and took advantage of my length and finished that off with some nice iron play and some nice putting.
McIlroy was in the marquee group this morning, the marquee group this afternoon. The top 3 players in the world, Scotty Scheffler, Jon Rahm and Colin Morikawa. They're all level par, 4 holes into their first rounds. McIlroy at the top of the leaderboard at 5 under par, 1 ahead of 2 Americans, Will Zalatoris and Tom Hoagie. They both carded 4 under par 66s. And Steve, a brilliant start for Matt Fitzpatrick, the Englishman, with birdies at the first 2 holes, so straight onto the leaderboard at 2 under par.
I was going to say that, a lot of eyes on Tiger Woods, but there are always a lot of eyes on Tiger Woods. Let's hear from him. He really struggled on the opening day, a 4 over par round of 74.
Yeah, my leg is not feeling as good as I would like it to be. We'll start the recovery process and get after it tomorrow. Loading hurts, and pressing off it hurts, and walking hurts, and twisting hurts. So it's just golf. If I don't play that, if I don't do that, then I'm all right.
it's so difficult to listen to. I mean, he says that's golf. That's life for Tiger Woods.
Yeah, and he's such a competitive animal that it's worth the discomfort. It's worth the pain to him. And we saw that in abundance at the Masters, where I still think that was an immense achievement, playing all 4 rounds there, making the cut there. But he looked an old man today. It did look painful. And this is a very undulating golf course. Not quite to the same degree as Augusta, but not far off. And it was very, very hard work. You could see that forwards today, Steve.
Thank you, Ian. That's our correspondent, Ian Carter. Live coverage, of course, throughout the week. 3rd and 4th rounds from the USPGA over the weekend on Sports Extra and on 5 Live as well. Let's go back to Villa Park. Half-time whistle has gone. John Akers.
Aston Villa 0, Burnley 1. Ashley Barnes with the penalty with just 2 minutes remaining in the half after Cornet was brought down. What a time to score your first goal of the season. Many Villa fans will watch the replay of an elbow that caught Mings square in the face. He was down for ages, Tyrone Mings, and say that he shouldn't have been on the pitch. It's very difficult to say whether it was deliberate or not. Stockley Park obviously thought that it wasn't. The VAR, John Brooks, had a look at it and decided that there was no retrospective action needed. Villa were on top before that. Plenty of efforts on goal. Pope in good form. Villa 0, Burnley 1.
Thank you, John. I'm sure Everton fans listening don't need me to remind them of the irony there. Ashley Barnes, Villa fans wanted him sent off, wasn't sent off, scored at Goodison Park. Jordan Ayew could have been sent off, wasn't sent off, scored. On 5 Sports Extra, your live commentary tonight is Chelsea against Leicester. John Southall.
1-1 at half-time, been a decent half as well. James Maddison gave Leicester the early lead. A Schmeichel long ball forward. Castagna played it on to Maddison. His first touch took him away from Thiago Silva, and he smashed it in from 20 yards out at Mendy's near post. Really good finish. Schmeichel then denied Chalobah. Lukaku missed a great chance before Reece James crossed for Marcus Alonso, who could well leave in the summer, and he volleyed in at the far post. Clean, crisp strike. Really good strike from him. And this, a 1-1 draw, will be enough for Chelsea to secure 3rd place. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Huge second half at Goodison. Ali.
Yeah, let's just remind you of how things stand here in that half-time result from half-time scoreline, beg your pardon, from Villa Park. So Burnley with a win tonight would move to 37 points. Second half just getting underway here. Everton 2-0 down at home against Crystal Palace. Burnley would be on 37. Everton would be on 36. Leeds would be on 35. What that would mean for Leeds, as scores stand, is that they would have to win at Brentford. Nothing else would do to even give themselves a chance of staying up on the final day of the season. Everton may have enough points already. They don't know that. They may well have to go to Arsenal and get something. They've made a change at half-time. Dele Alli has come on, Clinton Morrison for Andre Gomez, and Mateta is down holding his face early on in this second half. And the amount of replays I have seen of the Ayew challenge again and again and again at half-time.
I think I was just in there with the press people and Everton's analysts in front showed me it, and when you slow it down, he's very lucky to probably still be on the pitch. When we saw it at real time, we thought it was a yellow, but watching it again, he is lucky to be on the pitch.
Michael Keane bringing the ball forward for Everton. So Dele Alli on in this Everton midfield, in the blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, attacking that packed Gladys Street end, the Howard Kendall Gladys Street end, away to our left in this second half. Zaha sweeps a pass away. Keane is there to intercept. Doucouré plays the ball to the right-hand side. I think it's one of those, isn't it, Clinton? If Anthony Taylor had given the red card, I don't think Mike Dean would have changed that decision. He gave the yellow card and he decided not to change that decision. But you watch the challenge again and again, and I think he's a lucky boy, and the Everton fans certainly agree. So 1.5 minutes gone. Second half, Pickford in goal for Everton. Coleman, Keane, Holgate, the 3 centre-backs. Iwobi, Mikalenko, the 2 wing-backs. Dele Alli now on for Andre Gomez. Abdoulaye Doucouré in central midfield. Gordon and Richarlison wide. Calvert-Lewin, this man, on the ball for Everton now, up near the Palace penalty area. Iwobi side foots one to Gordon. Gordon's ball in, bounces dangerously inside that Palace box. Anderson on the half volley, clears it away for Crystal Palace. Doucouré collects to Gordon, quickly to Iwobi. Iwobi with his left foot just dinks one into the box. Calvert-Lewin heads it up in the air, challenges for his own header. Doucouré now volleys it to his left. Here's Mikalenko, back to Dele Alli. 20 yards out, across to his right to Iwobi. Lovely dummy from Gordon. The ball runs loose inside the penalty area, and it's cleared because both Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison had run beyond the cutback. Much better start to the second half from Everton, who really didn't offer very much at all in the first half in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, Zaha's got to be better, to be fair, but it's good play from Iwobi. The ball was good. It was a good dummy from Gordon, but Coleman should be really putting that across the 6-yard box.
Crystal Palace have Jack Butland in goal, Klein, Anderson, Gahey, the captain, Tyrick Mitchell at left back. 2 players on yellow cards. Jordan Ayew we've discussed, obviously. Will Hughes in central midfield as well. Eze and Schlupp either side of Hughes in the 4-3-3. Mateta through the middle, who scored the first goal with the free header, and Wilfried Zaha wide on the left. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Half-time in the other 2 games in the Premier League, and crucially Burnley 1-0 up away to Villa. Ashley Barnes scoring from the penalty spot. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1, which, as John Southall was telling us, would be enough for Chelsea tonight to clinch 3rd spot in the Premier League table. Tottenham and Arsenal duking it out for 4th spot on the final day of the Premier League season on Sunday. Zaha mesmerising as ever with the ball at his feet. Finds Schlupp, little cut back, looks for Mateta. Holgate's there for Everton, just sticks out a right leg and knocks it behind for a Crystal Palace corner.
No, it's good play there from Zaha, and that's what happens. They always get runners. If you see when Palace are going forward, they look like they're going to create something. You see when Everton get forward, you don't really see that, do you, Ali, where they're going to make something happen, and I think that's the biggest disappointment here. And I'm speaking to a lot of people around there, and they just said they just lack the quality at the moment, this Everton team.
Corner then for Crystal Palace. Way to our right in front of the Palace fans, who are tucked in the left-hand side of that Bullens Road stand. Eze, poor delivery. Iwobi, easy volley away for him. The ball goes bouncing 3 or 4 times up towards the halfway line. Mitchell is onto it for Palace, plays it back to the bearded Jack Butland. Swings a clearance with his right foot only as far as Iwobi. Iwobi sees Doucouré in space running ahead of him down the right. Ball into central midfield, doesn't find an Everton teammate. First signs of frustration from the fans again in the second half. Eze passes through the legs of Doucouré to Zaha. Mateta turns it round the corner brilliantly to Eze. Eze takes on Holgate. He's past him. Still Eze going. Falls over in the box. Anthony Taylor waves with his left hand. Tells him to get up. He was off balance. He was tumbling. And Coleman was alongside him. No penalty.
Yeah, it was good. It was good defending, but good play from Eze. I just said, you've seen over the last couple of weeks, he's starting to get his form back. But this is the thing you worry about with Everton. Once you go forward, Palace will play on the counter-attack.
Bit of speed from Anthony Gordon, cutting in from the right, finds Iwobi, charging forward, edge of the area, shows too much of it to Klein, who's able to get a right foot in, knocks the ball out for a throw. Loudest noise we've heard practically since kickoff from the Everton fans, who were warmly applauding Dele Alli as he went through his warm-up routine at half-time as well. Positive change from Frank Lampard. Can Dele have the impact for Everton? Here he is. Where's number 36? Ball forward to Richarlison. Richarlison trying to make space on the edge of the box. Hits a shot in hope. Easily blocked by Hughes. Keane for Everton. Volleys it to his left. 5 minutes already ticked by in the second half. Everton 0. Palace 2. Villa 0. Burnley 1 at half-time at Villa Park. All the reaction in the Football Daily podcast available for you on the BBC Sounds app tomorrow. Here's Gahey inside his own penalty area. On the slide, clears with his left foot. Bit of Everton pressure building.
Yeah, and look what it gives to the crowd. You have sustained pressure here. Sorry, they will get behind you out. Sorry.
Is that the smoke from the flares or the sausage roll at half time?
Sausage roll at half time.
Everton 0, Palace 2. Palace bringing the ball away. They're in bright yellow this evening with a vertical blue and red stripe down the left-hand side of that shirt. And red hoops halfway down the yellow socks, and they're playing from left to right in the second half. Holgate, measured pass wide to the Ukrainian Mykolenko, in off the left touchline. Can't find a teammate with his pass. Schlupp, loads of energy. Palace have looked far more energetic than Everton so far this evening. Schlupp's fouled, and that's a free kick for them. 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. Everton 0, Crystal Palace 2.
I think you hit the nail right on the head there. They look really energised, Palace. Energetic. When they break with pace, purpose. Everton is so slow, and then Palace can get back into their shape. Have to move the ball quicker if you're going to cause problems, and get the ball wide. Said it so many times, the likes of Gordon. I would probably just go bring on Damari Gray up, Gordon Gray up, and play Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. You might as well go for it.
Yeah. Still trailing 2-0. Mitchell on the ball for Palace. Attempted a little sprint down the left. Turned, came back, plays to Hughes in midfield. Hughes under pressure, caught by Calvert-Lewin. Goes down hurt, but Everton continue to come forward, and the pass is behind Dele Alli. That's twice in the second half. They've got in a good position on the right, and the cross or the cutback or the pass has been behind the Everton attackers. The ball eventually out for a throw to Everton wide on the left. So as it stands, Burnley with a win going to 37 points. Everton 36, Leeds 35. If Everton lost on the final day and Leeds drew, they both finish on 36 points, but Leeds' goal difference is so vastly inferior. That's why, as things stand, they're going to have to go and win at Brentford on Sunday. Our commentary Sunday, Premier League games all kick off. Last round of the season, 4 o'clock on Sunday. Our commentary will start at the Etihad Stadium as Manchester City try to make it 4 titles in 5 seasons. Manchester City at home against Villa. Anderson through the back of Dele Alli. That's a foul, catches him in the back of the head. Alli is flat on his back, and that is a free kick.
That's a yellow card.
Everton.
I'm clearing my throat now. I'm all right now.
Good.
But that could be a yellow card because, to be fair, Anderson completely takes out Dele Alli there.
So Everton free kick. I mean, the roof will come off if Everton score. It then gets very interesting.
Yeah, of course it does. If Everton score, they could easily go on and score a second one.
Yeah.
It's just they have to, when you're on top now, which Everton are slowly getting into the game, they have to score.
Yeah. Free kick, Mikalenko. Floated high into the Palace box, nodded down by Holgate. Keane with his left foot. What a brilliant finish from the centre-back. It's on for Everton in the second half. That's what the fans needed. Something to believe in. It's come from an unlikely source. And I tell you what, that's a stunning finish. First time, left foot. Butland, no chance. Here we go. Everton 1, Palace 2.
It's a great finish, to be fair. The ball's whipped into the back post, but Keane's touch is brilliant, Ali. And once he gets it and he sets it out left foot, it's a fantastic finish into that far corner, to be fair. And that's what I said. Once you get a goal, this place will roar. Look at these fans now, and they'll be quiet for the whole. I mean, they'll be making these noise the whole game now.
Right, game's opening up. Crystal Palace from the kickoff, attacking down the right-hand side. Everton knowing a win tonight and they're safe. Are you with a couple of step-overs, getting booed by the Everton fans who feel he should have been sent off in the first half for the tackle on Gordon. He's fouled Richarlison, obviously another yellow card, and Jordan Ayew gets sent off, so he's going to have to be careful, and I'm sure Everton will remind the referee of that. Everton 1, Palace 2. Someone's flicked a switch, haven't they?
They have. They must have heard our commentary, because we just said if they score now, this place will erupt, and it has erupted now. And Palace will look to make changes now.
By the way, the control and finish from Michael Keane there, Clinton, you would have been proud of that.
It's like a striker's goal. The finish is fantastic, to be fair. The touch and the finish, it's a fantastic finish.
This is the atmosphere we had at the start of the night. Everton are still behind. Everton 1, Palace 2. Iwobi looking for the run of Calvert-Lewin. Butland's quickly off his line. He's there for Palace. Clears it away with his left foot. Every Everton fan on their feet inside Goodison Park at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They are. And this place, I said, once you get that goal, this place will erupt. They've been waiting for this all game. And Palace kind of give it to them at the second half because of the way they've started the game, but they've been brilliant.
Right, decision's now starting to go Everton's way. Schlupp doesn't like it, throws Richarlison to the floor. Richarlison very sensibly walks away from that. Dele Alli was knocked over. Anthony Taylor, to his credit, tried to play an advantage there because Everton were building a move. It then didn't develop quickly enough, so the free kick has been given Everton's way, and it's in exactly the same spot that Palace created their goal from, their first goal in the first half. Free kick in the inside left channel. Will Hughes is down, he can't continue. Palace have been preparing that change for a while. Milivojevic is coming on for Crystal Palace. It's going to be another one of those nights on BBC Radio 5 Live. If you're on the move, remember you can always listen to us on the BBC Sounds app, and tonight as well, if you're able to and you want the commentary with the final score graphics and the video printer, then go to the BBC iPlayer or the BBC Sport app, click on 5 Live Final Score, and you'll get absolutely everything you need. The stadium is buzzing. Can Everton find an equaliser? Can they go on and win this game? Can they secure Premier League safety tonight? Burnley are 1 up at Villa. Mikalenko's free kick, not a good one, into the edge of the box, headed away by Schlupp. Gordon plays it back to Coleman, and Coleman decides to come all the way back to Jordan Pickford. Plenty of time still left in this game. Pickford drives it forward with his left foot. Calvert-Lewin up early, looking for the knockdown. Dele Alli onto it, stabs it forward. Cleared away by Gahey. Eze with a second header. The ball falls to Ali in the middle of the Palace half. His pass forward is blocked. Doucouré wins a 50-50. Dele Alli immediately closed down by a couple of yellow shirts, but the applause because he got the pass away. Now another one. Oh, Gordon in space on the right. Goes for the early cross into the near post. Gahey clears with his right foot. By the way, the other thing I've just remembered, Dele Alli and Crystal Palace. Do you remember that wonderful goal?
The flick, the chest, the flick over the head and the volley. Yeah, that was brilliant, to be fair.
Then,
brilliant.
We could repeat something like that. Here's Richarlison with the tricks on the right. Stands the cross up. Into the box it goes. And behind for a corner to Everton. Everton 1, Palace 2. Villa 0, Burnley 1, Chester 1, Leicester 1.
They didn't have this in the first half, to be fair. Pressure, it was comfortable for Palace. He put pressure on Palace. You see at the moment they're starting to crumble, to be fair.
Can't hear yourself think at the moment. Mykolenko with the corner into that near post. Mykolenko, those last two deliveries not good enough, and then a miscontrol as well, and the ball comes off his left foot and goes out for a throw. And we had an instruction there in the background that I didn't hear because it's so loud inside the stadium. Vale Park, Chris Coles.
It's loud here too, Ali. Terrific atmosphere. Still Port Vale 1, Swindon 0. To be fair, it's more lively off the field than on it at the moment. It's been a fairly subdued start to the second half, but Swindon are better. They were insipid in the first, looking much brighter in the second as we hit the hour mark. Still yet to create anything clear-cut, but it's a much closer contest. 1-0 Port Vale, 2-2 on aggregates.
Winners will play Mansfield in the League 2 playoff final Saturday the 28th of May. Sunderland Wickham in the League 1 playoff final this Saturday. Nottingham Forest Huddersfield to come the weekend after as well for a place in the Premier League. That's what Everton are trying to secure, their place in the top flight. Iwobi with a shot 25 yards out. Low one is blocked. Demarai Gray getting ready
to be careful of.
To come on for Everton. Zaha feeds a ball down the left for Mateta to get to. He beats Holgate to it. Holgate desperately wants to keep that in. He can't. It goes behind for a corner.
Yeah, that's what they have to be careful of, Everton. I know there's still a lot of time to go, so they don't have to go all gun-ho to try and get that equaliser and to try and get that third goal. Take their time because the chances will come.
Yeah, point not dreadful for Everton.
That's what I'm
tonight.
trying to say. It's not too bad, is it?
2 points from 2 games definitely does it for them, whatever other teams do. Corner coming for Crystal Palace, and then we're straight to Villa Park. Palace leading Everton by 2-1. Corner from Eze, in from the left, headed away at the near post. Ball volleyed back into the Everton box by Zaha. Can Everton break with this? Dele Alli brings it down. He's fouled inside his own half. Free kick Everton. John Akers at Villa Park.
Equaliser for Aston Villa. Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1. Cross from the right from Cash. Buendia near the penalty spot. Took it first time on the volley into the ground. Pope got a big hand to it but couldn't keep it out. Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1.
Right, Premier League table, bottom of it as it stands. Everton 36, Burnley 35, Leeds 35. Burnley ahead of Leeds on goal difference. Anthony Gordon comes off, Demarai Gray comes on. So, Clinton, you don't quite get your Gordon, Gray, Richarlison, Cavalier, but Dele Alli's still out there as well,
he's still out there. He's still creating chances, and I think Demarai Gray's a different option. At the start of the season, he was one of Everton's better players.
Pickford with his left foot up to the edge of the box. Everton player down. That's Michael Keane inside the Crystal Palace penalty area. Hopeful shouts of penalty from the Everton fans. There's just a sea of tense, expectant faces in that Gladys Street end away to our left. Throwing for Everton, level with the Crystal Palace box on the right. Coleman flicks it forward to Richarlison, hangs on to it, curls that cross in, aiming for Calvert-Lewin, can't quite get a foot on it. Ball is loose inside the Palace box and they clear. No Palace player inside the Everton half. Jordan Pickford onto it, plays it to Mykolenko to his left-hand side. Everton 1, Palace 2. To be safe tonight, Everton need to win the game. They still need 2 goals, but as Clinton says, still got plenty of time, and actually a draw wouldn't be a disaster. Pickford clears with his left foot. Gahey heads it away. Here's Milivojevic. Little pass to his right, finds Klein inside his own half, down the line to Ayew. Ayew, good ball into the on-rushing Eze. Eze slows down, then Doucouré in with the tackle. Doucouré tries to knock it past Milivojevic. Anthony Taylor almost got crunched by Iwobi. Jeffrey Schlupp gets it back for Palace. Everton complaining that the referee got in the way there of the action. Should be a drop ball there, saying Mykolenko slides in through Eze, knocks it out of play. Throw in for Palace on the right. Take a breath, everyone.
Yeah, he makes a bad decision, Taylor. There's a foul on Eze. He doesn't give it, so then he gets in Iwobi's way, and he don't stop the game because he knows he made the mistake first time. He's a good referee, but he hasn't had a great night today so far.
Throw in for Klein down the right. Oh, Calvert-Lewin slips. He was trying to play the ball back to Dele Alli. Anderson with a first-time clearance up towards Mateta. Now Mateta quite often comes off for Palace at this point in the game. Calvert-Lewin jumps to win yet another header. Can't find an Everton teammate. Mitchell playing it forward to Zaha. Brilliant tackle by Coleman on Zaha. Turns into an Everton attack. Doucouré's ball not enough on it to find Gray. Wide on the right-hand side. Here's Zaha inside his own half. Milivojevic, first-time ball up to Mateta. Nice one-touch passing from Crystal Palace.
He'll be the next one off. He's been booked and he's not... But then I don't know who can go out there.
Ayew to Eze, on to Mateta. Mateta! Oh, great save, Pickford. He's made so many important saves for Everton in the last few weeks. There's another one, point-blank range, blocks it, and behind for a corner.
That could get Everton the point they need. Is good play from Jordan Ayew and Eze, and Mateta really should be scoring there. They just cut Everton's defence over, but great save from Jordan Pickford. He's been doing that for the last month brilliantly.
Breathless stuff at Goodison Park on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. I know John Southall's waiting at Stamford Bridge. Let's see what Crystal Palace can do with the corner. Obviously the action more important if it's at the other end. Everton looking for the equaliser, but here comes the corner into the box. Keane heads it away. Zaha underneath it, nods it down to Ayew, heads it back to Mitchell, goes wide to the left to the corner taker Eze again. Zaha slightly on his heels there, beaten to the ball by Doucouré. He's behind Doucouré now, not making it easy for him to clear. The clearance hits Eze. Zaha and Doucouré battle again. Slip onto it, edge of the box. Everton got to be careful. Pickford with another save. The shot came straight at him. Pickford straight out to the edge of the box. Wants to get Everton moving forward as soon as he can. Anderson heads it away. Klein will try and keep this in. Oh, Calvert-Lewin comes flying in on Klein with exactly the same challenge, really, that Ayew put in on Gordon in the first half. Klein is down. Palace players don't like it. Let's check in with John Southall at Stamford Bridge.
Not so breathless here. Ali, Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. Fairly lacklustre start to the second half. Fofana's just guided the ball back to Schmeichel with Ziyech lurking, and Chelsea have a free kick here on the left-hand side. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Chelsea 1, Leicester 1, Villa 1, Burnley 1, Everton 1, Palace 2. Rangers Hearts on Saturday kicks off at 3 o'clock, Scottish Cup final. Saturday's 5 Live Sport comes live from Hampden Park. And then Sunday, final day of the Premier League season, the only place to be to follow the action, BBC Radio 5 Live and that BBC Sounds app if you're on the move. The game's kicking off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Iwobi's lost it. Is he going to get a free kick? Anthony Taylor, I think. What are we saying? Yeah, free kick Everton, just inside the Palace half. Ayew hanging on to the ball, trying to stop Everton taking it quickly. Drop ball, possibly. Yeah, drop ball.
Yeah, it's hit him when Everton were in possession.
25 minutes to go. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 2. Michael Keane, the goal scorer for Everton. Pass into midfield finds Doucouré. Doucouré chips it to his right. Coleman has to head this in field. Gray back to Coleman. Everton keeping the move alive. Iwobi, one touch. The cross comes in. Guéhi heads it away. Doucouré gives chase. Long, rangy strides, eating up the ground to get to that ball. Another diagonal ball. Coleman alert, collects it on the right-hand side. Past Mitchell, looking for the cutback into the near post. Palace deal with the danger well. Out it goes for an Everton throw. Everton just a totally different team in the second half.
Yeah, a different team. Palace are lacking the energy. So the one thing he will do, he'll bring on Conor Gallagher, because Gallagher will give the energy, and Everton fans don't want to see him because he's been Palace's best player this season.
Gray lays it back to Iwobi. Still Villa 1, Burnley 1, which means Leeds will be starting that final day of the Premier League season in the bottom 3, level on points with Burnley, but way behind them on goal difference. And Everton will be a point above the pair of them. Doucouré back to Holgate. Jordan Pickford can't contain himself, waving his arms, urging his team forward. Here's Iwobi, 25 yards out, central position, has lost it. Schlupp and Doucouré run into each other. Another 50-50. Oh, that's a bad one.
That is bad.
Keane on Eze, yellow card. Yellow card. That looked bad from up here. Michael Keane in at speed, didn't get anywhere near the ball. We'll have another look on the monitor. Poof, blimey, the challenges tonight, Clinton, the decisions that Anthony Taylor is having to make.
Yeah, maybe it's not as bad. Nah, he just slips. He just slips, to be fair. And it's one I think Eze dives out the way. Yeah, he dives. Luckily, he jumps out the way.
Michael Keane on the yellow card. Last 11 Premier League games, Everton have had 5 red cards. They cannot afford another one this evening. Obviously had 2 of them in the game against Brentford on Sunday. The Branthwaite one early on really did cost them. Win tonight and they're safe, and they can leave Leeds and Burnley to scrap it out on Sunday. But at the moment, for that to happen, they still need 2 goals. On air tonight on 5 Live Sport, through until 10:30 with all the reaction, which you'll also be able to hear in that Football Daily podcast via the BBC Sounds app. Iwobi to Dele. Dele's pass intercepted, knocked up in the air by Eze. Such a graceful player, Eze. Lost it now though to Dele Alli. Works hard to get it back. Zaha clips him. That was cynical. Yellow card for Wilfred Zaha. That the right decision, Clinton?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Dele Alli's going to play a pass and he just catches in Wilfred Zaha. Eze loses the ball. He's great bit of skill. Then he has to give it. But this crowd are up now, and they'll be appealing every decision now.
Free kick Everton, just inside, a tiptoe or 2 inside their own half. Pickford, all in green, with his big white gloves, waving his left hand forward, and just chips it up to the edge of the box. Keane wins the first header, cleared to Zaha. Zaha on the turn, whips it away with his right foot. Mikalenko lets it run past him, turns and plays it back to Jordan Pickford, who, a bit like Ederson for Manchester City, can hit these wonderful long balls for Everton. Here it goes, up towards Calvert-Lewin. Lets it drop inside the Palace area. The angle's got very tight for him, but he's won the corner. Guehi's gone down hurt now. As he went in to win that ball, he collided with Calvert-Lewin, who didn't do anything wrong in the challenge, but Guehi is now down hurt, and Everton think that is a little bit of time wasting. Everton 1, Palace 2, Villa 1, Burnley 1, Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Yeah, I think he has had an ankle problem recently, so he might have just caught his ankle in the ground, to be fair.
Corner for Everton. 24 minutes gone, second half. Heading to Villa Park again shortly. That's the other big game in the relegation battle. Let's see what Everton can do with the corner first. And as we look up above the stadium as well, what a gorgeous sunset we've got as well. Pinkish hue.
What a day.
To the sky. Gray's ball in. Keane jumps to win the header. Has taken a whack on the head, but keeps going. Doucouré shoots through a crowded area. No power. Jack Butland is down to make the save. And Anthony Taylor's going to stop the game for a second because we have a head injury. So, John Akers at Villa Park.
Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1. We have a claret sky here, which is fitting. These two teams of claret and blue. They are letting Villa have it at the moment, Burnley. They're sitting really deep. They know that this 1-1 scoreline keeps their fate in their hands on going into the final day. Chukwuemeka has come off, the 18-year-old for Villa. Traore is on. It's Villa 1, Burnley 1.
Yeah, Burnley draw tonight. All they have to do to stab is match Leeds' result on Sunday. So obviously if Leeds win, then Burnley have to win. They won't know what's going on in that game. If Burnley can get themselves in front, Leeds will have to win to have any chance of staying up on the final day of the season. They are away at Brentford. Everton are away at Arsenal. Everton, the way things stand, possibly might still need something as well. Iwobi wide to Dele. Dele with a little back heel. Can't keep the ball. Ayew takes it off him. Looks for Mateta, who's still out there for Palace. Holgate clears with his left foot. Calvert-Lewin knew he was going to be offside. Doesn't chase it. Richarlison nods it down, looking for Gray. Gray's tackled. Anderson again, just happy to thump that forward into the Everton half. You said it, Clinton, as well, in terms of this Palace performance, hanging on a bit in the second half, but you know they are not making it easy for Everton.
No, they're not, to be fair, and Palace have got nothing to play for. But I did say before the game, Patrick Vieira wants to finish with the most points that Palace have finished and as high as possible, and he won't accept anything, and you can see that in his players' performance. But Everton's second half have been much better early. Yeah, they have. Crystal Palace against Manchester United on the final day of the season. Reading today that Eric Ten Hag, new manager, will be there to watch that one. That's a foul, isn't it? Guehi's jumped into Calvert-Lewin, he's gone down. Anthony Taylor says no. Everton have it. Doucouré plays a 1-2 with Gray. Doucouré's 35 yards out in a central position. It's worked to the left to Mikalenko. Mikalenko brings the ball infield. Looks for that cross towards Calvert-Lewin. He's up well. Flick header, couldn't get enough on it. And behind it goes for the goal kick. It's a great ball from Mikalenko. That is what Calvert-Lewin wants, to be fair. I'm surprised he's not won that header. But Guehi is good defending to put him off. But yeah, that's the type of balls that he wants into the box. Another Palace player down. No, it's Mark Guehi again. He's like again, so he's struggling. So if he's struggling, just go off then, so they can make a change. Do you know what I mean? So, 18 minutes plus added time to go.
Obviously, once the full-time whistle blows here, we've still got the 8 o'clocks to keep going. Villa 1, Burnley 1. Last we heard it was Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. John Southall's at Stamford Bridge.
That is still the case, Ali. Couple of chances for Hakim Ziyech. First 25-yard free kick, comfortable for Schmeichel. The second 20-yarder from the right-hand side. Schmeichel there again. Chance just flashes wide for Chelsea. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Commentary on that one continues on Radio 5 Sports Extra. The ball is bobbling around inside the Palace half. Everton have won it. Here's Iwobi. Gray on his outside. Plays it to Gray. Wasn't quite sure where the ball was. It arrived behind him. Lets it run through his legs. Teases Mitchell. Rolls it back to Iwobi. Doucouré makes a little run towards him. Iwobi delays and plays it to Dele with a little chip pass. And Coleman and Doucouré were trying to run onto it. It's missed both of them and gone behind for another Palace goal kick. Conor Gallagher.
Yeah,
Clinton.
he's going to come on. He'll probably be disappointed he hasn't started today because he wants to play every game. Surprised it's Jeffrey Schlupp because I would have probably left him on. I would have took off Jordan Ayew, but I think he thinks when the game there's pressure going, Ayew will give you more tracking back. But I think Jeffrey Schlupp's had a good game, but Gallagher's a different player, gives you more energy in that midfield.
Anthony Taylor has just come across to encourage Jeffrey Schlupp to leave the field just that little bit more quickly. Everton fans were making the point. And yeah, important player obviously all season for Crystal Palace, and this does beat them up in midfield. Conor Gallagher, another one with the hair slicked back, the peroxide highlights, number 23 on his back. And we have got 17 minutes plus added time to go at Goodison Park. Everton, to be safe tonight, to ensure their Premier League safety before the final day of the season, need to find 2 more goals and win this game. Doucouré lofts it forward. Calvert-Lewin chests it down. Cleared by Mitchell. Up in the air it goes. Zaha under pressure did really well to control it, but lost it now. Holgate launches it forward. Guéhi seems to be moving a bit better now. Heads the ball away. Eze turns away from Iwobi. Mateta won't catch that one. The ball comes through to Jordan Pickford, and he picks it up and off he goes. Bowls it out to himself. Little left-footed pass to the feet of Holgate. Ayew comes towards him. Holgate up towards the halfway line. Sideways it goes to Michael Keane.
That's why they get frustrated, the fans, because they're not comfortable in possession, the likes of Holgate and Keane. They've got to be comfortable in possession at the back.
That's why Dele Alli's come back into that left back position, and Pickford totally ignores him and swings it out to the right, but it's worked. Good skills from Gray. Maisie Daisy run. Pokes the pass to Coleman. Coleman, edge of the box on his left foot, cross towards the far post. Dele Alli's there, chests it down, whips it into the near post. Might find Richarlison, who scores the goal for Everton. They're back level, 2-0 down at half-time. It's back to 2-2, and if they can get another one, they are staying up. Richarlison has been the hero late in the season. He's done it again for Everton. Butler was unsighted. It wasn't the most perfect shot for Richarlison, but the Everton fans don't care. It's ended up in the back of the net. It's Everton 2, Crystal Palace 2.
Yeah, it's good play from Damari Gray. Skips past Zaha and Mitchell, too easy to be fair. And then Coleman gets in, plays a good ball back post. Palace don't deal with it. Anderson don't get close enough. Klein don't get close enough. But credit Richarlison, he keeps going, takes a slight deflection and beats Butland, who's not number 1. It should be Guaita in goal because he probably saves that. But I said it, if once Everton get one, they could go on and win it now. Palace have gone in this second half.
Blue smoke suddenly fills Goodison Park. Flares are lit all over the place. Everton fans believe again. Still plenty of time to find a winner. Everton 2, Palace 2. If Everton get the win, then on the final day, it doesn't matter what they do or anyone else does. They will secure themselves a 69th consecutive season in the top flight of English football. And Crystal Palace,
I don't know why they keep throwing the flares on. They just scored.
Delaying the game.
The fans are delaying their game, but they're in the ascendancy, so I don't know why you would do that. That makes no sense.
Palace now up against 11 inspired Everton players and just under 40,000 rabid Everton fans. You can hear them loud and clear here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. This is going to be some 15 minutes or so ahead. Everton 2, Palace 2. Gallagher stumbling inside the centre circle. Still Villa 1, Burnley 1. And still Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. Premier League table down the bottom as it stands. Everton 37 points, Burnley 35, Leeds 35. Ball breaks loose for Mateta. Mateta looking for Zaha on the left. Half intercepted by Coleman. Is he offside? Zaha with his right foot. Shot takes a deflection. Loops over Pickford. Then the flag goes up. Clinton Morrison was there. He had his flag up ages ago.
Yeah, Zaha's way offside. He's not even looking across the line. He's gone way too early. You can see that he's offside. I don't understand why the linesman don't put the flag up early enough. I said it all along.
What a game! What an atmosphere!
Brilliant game. Brilliant
Also,
game.
and with the whole potential Jordan Ayew red card, Ayew scores, makes it 2-0. Everton are all over the place. Now it's 2-2.
This place is bouncing, to be fair. I played in some atmospheres, but yeah, this is red hot, to be fair, to commentate in here. It is bouncing.
What a strange season it's been for Everton Football Club this season, starting with Rafael Benitez in charge, now Frank Lampard, the manager since the end of January. 13 minutes to play, another goal. If they can win the game, they are safe for another season of Premier League football.
They don't need to be open, though. The points, I know what you're saying, to go and win it, but they do not need to be open and concede another goal. Do you know what I mean now?
I think they're getting a little overexcited.
Yeah.
Coleman drives the ball forward. Calvert-Lewin gives chase. Lampard's trying to get the message out onto the field. 12 minutes remaining in the game. Butland is there, bowls the ball out underarm here to Gahey. Gahey to Mitchell. Up the line to Zaha. Zaha back to Milivojevic. And Palace just establishing a little bit of control of the football and trying to calm it down. You're not calming this atmosphere down,
no chance,
as you can hear. Milivojevic, ball almost bobbles away from him. Here comes Doucouré charging forward to put Anderson under pressure, up towards Ayew. Ayew wins the free kick. Mikalenko gives him a little nudge in the back. Crystal Palace free kick inside their half, and Ayew comes across for some reason to Kevin Friend, the fourth official, and complains. Patrick Vieira now with a calming word to Jordan Ayew. Christian Benteke's coming on for Mateta, so big man for big man up top. That's a foul. Conor Gallagher receives the ball. Doucouré trips him. Free kick, Crystal Palace. 11 minutes to go.
He can never finish games, Mateta. He works ever so hard for 60, 65, and then that's him tired. But it's hard up front by yourself, Ali. And Benteke needs to prove his worth, to be fair, at Crystal Palace, because I don't know what his contract situation is, but he hasn't played enough minutes that he probably really wanted to this season.
I'm trying to think what the best story is, were Everton to get a winner who's possibly going to score that goal for them. Who is going to be?
Calvert-Lewin, no?
You think Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin. If they're going to get a winner, I'd say Calvert-Lewin. Oh, maybe Dele Alli.
Yes.
Why not?
First goal for the club.
Yeah.
Just over 10 minutes to play. Next break in play, we're back to Villa Park. Burnley were one up. Last we heard it's 1-1. Zaha onto a long ball from Anderson. Infield to Eze. Doucouré back with the tackle. Coleman clears with his left foot. John Akers at Villa Park. What's happening?
It's 1-1, but Burnley are having a good spell. Just won a corner. Ball bouncing around the 6-yard box. Shot towards goal. Blocked. They've just had an effort from Brownhill. A half volley saved well by Martinez low down to his right. And a Barnes effort. Left foot snapshot. Blocked. Good spell. 1-1. 22 minutes to go.
Results not going Leeds' way tonight as it stands. Obviously, they don't want Burnley and Everton to win, but draws as well. Obviously, much better news for Everton and Burnley. What about Stamford Bridge, John Southall?
Chelsea 1, Leicester 1, but Chelsea have missed an absolute sitter. Lukaku across to Christian Pulisic, unmarked, 7 yards out. It was a tap-in. Somehow it went wide of the left-hand post. Rudiger also denied by Schmeichel. Chelsea 1, Leicester 1.
Leeds on 35 points in the bottom three. Dreadful goal difference. Burnley level on points with them. Everton 2 points ahead of the pair of them on 37 at the moment. Last 10 minutes of this game. The other two games kicked off at 8 o'clock this evening. That Chelsea game over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Doucouré desperately has to foul Eze, has to drag him back rugby style. He was getting away down the left. Doucouré picks up a booking.
Yeah, to be fair, Eze's played well today. They say, speaking to people at Palace, he's starting to get back to his best hour, and you can see it over the last games. His running stats are up. He's running more with the ball, and he looks like the Eze that Gareth Southgate nearly took in the last squad, because he was going to be in that squad before he got the Achilles injury. Maybe not made but he was going to be in the provisional squad.
Well, I mentioned the amazing Everton comeback back in 1994. That was final day of the season. 2-0 down against Wimbledon. They won 3-2. 2-0 down tonight. Can secure safety if they can win this game 3-2. Benteke chases a through ball. Offside flag goes up late. Pickford clears it. Advantage played. Calvert-Lewin wins the header. Nods it to his right. Damari Gray can't get there. And Mitchell... Free kick, is it? Oh, we're going back to the offside.
We're going back to the offside, yeah, because there was no advantage.
Free kick Everton, they won't mind that. 8 minutes to play. All the games level in the Premier League. And I believe it's still Vale 1, Port Vale 1, Swindon 0, which means that League 2 playoff semi-final is 2-2 on aggregate. Long ball forward from Pickford. Calvert-Lewin up high. Holgate can't keep it in, down by the byline. Flags up, so that will be a goal kick to Crystal Palace. Damari Gray has the ball, quickly gives it back to Jack Butland. Can they create?
There's a winner. I don't know which way it's going to go, but there's definitely a winner in this game. There is a winner.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be some party. I mean, there were fireworks and flares ahead of the game tonight to encourage the Everton team. If they win this and stay up, it's going to be some party here this evening. John Akers at Villa Park.
We've just had a long VAR check for a penalty for Burnley. Barnes hit it against the arm of Dean. No doubt it hit him on the arm. It was like t-shirt line. It was really borderline. Barnes has gone off. Weghorst is on, and Philip Coutinho is on for Villa. 19 minutes left. Villa 1, Burnley 1.
Thank you, John. Offside shout from Clinton Morrison, spot on.
Because he's not looking across. He's trying to go too early. He doesn't need to go early. He's waiting and waiting, but he has to time his run.
Everton 2, Palace 2. If Burnley can get the win, they would move to 37. Everton would be on 37. Leeds would be in deep, deep trouble on 35. But all three would still be involved in that relegation battle on the final day of the season. Do not miss that on 5 Live. 4 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League. Here's Richarlison. Down by the byline, wide on the left for Everton, back to Mikalenko. First time cross in towards Calvert-Lewin was behind him. Eze on the edge of his own box, looks for Zaha. Zaha and Coleman wrestling. Coleman gets the free kick. The two of them were almost locked arm in arm, and they were almost sort of at 45-degree angle, leaning into each other. Zaha complains that he was fouled. Everton get the free kick. What an attacking opportunity this is.
Yeah, what they've done in the second half is Coleman just gone right tight to Zaha and says, I'm not going to let you turn, I'm going to get as tight as you want. And it was Taylor gets it right. Zaha is wrapping his arms around Seamus Coleman.
This ball hits the back of the net. I don't think you'll need us to describe anything. You'll know exactly what's going on. Free kick for Everton. Just under 30 yards out. Incredible noise inside the ground. Dramatic pause. Deep breath from Damari Gray. 4 steps to the ball. In it comes to the 6-yard mark! And he's headed in for Everton! They've got it! Dominic Calvert-Lewin! Some of the fans are on the pitch. They cannot contain their joy. 2-0 down. They're 3-2 up. And if it stays this way, they're staying up. But they need to get the fans off the field as quickly as they can. You would not believe it. Everton look dead and buried at half-time. The diving header from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and they are almost there. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2.
This is stupid though. I don't get why you're coming onto the pitch. We've seen it before the other night with people like Billy Sharp. Stay off the pitch. Come off the pitch. Don't come onto the pitch. I don't know what you're doing. Come off the pitch. Even your other fans are. I'm telling you, get off the pitch. You celebrate it after. Get off the pitch.
5 minutes to go as it stands. Everton are safe.
But to be fair, I did tell you Calvert-Lewin.
You said it.
I did say to you Calvert-Lewin. It's big moments. He's a big player for them. It's a great header as well, to be fair.
He has had a terrible time of it this season with injury. These Everton fans, some of them don't want to leave the field. I can see one of them is actually having a scrap with one of the stewards. The Everton players desperately encouraging the fans to get off the field. This interruption's not going to help them. What a second half performance. And what a situation we have at the moment for Everton. Knowing tonight a win keeps them up. 2-0 down at half-time. They lead 3-2. They are on 39 points. Burnley and Leeds will have to scrap it out on the final day of the season. It's still Villa 1, Burnley 1. Everton don't care about that. They've got to switch on, Clinton.
No, they have to be fair. It doesn't help them coming on. They don't need to come on the pitch. Stay off the pitch. Celebrate at the end. I'm not saying to come off, but a header from Calvert-Lewin. Fantastic header, to be fair. Great ball in, and that's what Calvert-Lewin does. Brilliant header. To be fair to Everton, his fans in the second half have pushed them on, and the players have responded. Brilliant atmosphere.
Talked about 1994, talked about the heroes that day. This evening, Michael Keane with the first, Richarlison with the second, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the third. Everton have only spent 4 seasons outside the top flight of English football in their history. They are desperate not to drop down there again. Goodison Park It's absolute bedlam inside here at the moment, but Everton still have a job to do.
I said it to the man behind, right? I said in there, if they get one, they'll go and get 2 and 3, because you know this place will just take off, and it's brilliant. And that's me sitting here as an ex-Palace man and wanting my team to win. But you got moments like this are brilliant though, and fair play to Everton. If they can hold on now, there'll be some scenes here.
Game is still not back underway. 3 minutes, well, there were 3 minutes remaining. There is going to be a ton of time still to play here. Villa 1, Burnley 1, Chelsea 1, Leicester 1, Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2, Richarlison coming off, John Joe Kenny coming on shortly for Everton. Well, what a night. Gahey's ball, diagonal out to the right. Palace aren't going to take this line down. Everton are going to have to concentrate defensively. They've conceded 61 goals in the Premier League this season. They have not been rock solid at the back by any means. So I think those nails are still going to be bitten for a little while longer. But I tell you what, the scenes we're going to get at the end of this game, if Everton hold on and win this game.
Well, I tell you what, the scenes we got in front, Ashley Cole jumped literally 3 seats into the analyst's arms, to be fair. So the scenes have erupted around there. Great atmosphere.
Can't actually see what's going on. We've got about 4 rows of fans in front of us standing up. So I've just seen the ball launched up in the air. Milivojevic with his left foot. Ball goes high towards the halfway line. Conor Gallagher's there, half volley clearance. Seamus Coleman, the Everton captain, trying to keep cool heads tonight underneath it. Ball drops to Zaha. Palace led 2-0 at half-time. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's header in the 85th minute of the game at the moment is keeping Everton in the Premier League. And Burnley and Leeds will both start the final day of the season on 35 points. Burnley with the far better goal difference at home to Newcastle. Leeds away at Brentford. All that drama still to come. Gahey plays the ball across to Mitchell. Mitchell closed down by Iwobi. Everton players, unsurprisingly, have found some extra energy. Got to keep the ball now. In it comes to Dele Alli, or can they find a fourth to kill it? Alli comes gliding forward. He's got Richarlison to his left, so Everton haven't made the changes yet. Richarlison to be replaced by Kenny. Ali still going, he's run it too far beyond the dead ball line. It wastes time though, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Crystal Palace. I've not got that much voice left, Clinton. So
no, to be fair, Dele Alli's got experience. I don't know where he's going. Just give the ball to Richarlison. I don't know where he's passing the ball. Just pass the ball. To be fair, I understand he's trying to run down the clock, but just keep the ball. Just running it out, play, and give it back to Palace.
Have you got 7 minutes voice left?
Yeah, I got 7 minutes. It's been a brilliant. I think that's Richarlison coming on, and John Joe Kenny coming on for him. So do you know how much stoppage time there is? You think it will be 7?
No, it is 7. It is 7. Yeah.
Wow, I've got 7.
Yeah,
100% got 7.
You've got 7. The Everton fans have got probably 7 days celebrating ahead of them, because at the moment, the final day of the Premier League season is going to be an absolute cruise for them. What's happening at Villa Park, John Akers?
12 minutes to go. Aston Villa 1, Burnley 1. Both look like they could get a winner. You don't know. At the moment, Burnley with their fate in their own hands. Watkins has had an effort. Ings has just come on and faded one wide at the right-hand post. 1-1. 11 to go now, plus added time.
Leeds fans clearly supporting Villa in that one. Burnley fans desperate for a winner to get them into a better position on the final day. As it stands, though, they will start outside the bottom 3. Everton with defending to do. We're into the 7 minutes of added time at Goodison Park. 5 Live and BBC Sounds, incredible Premier League drama tonight. Everton, as it stands, are staying up. They will be in the Premier League next season. Iwobi's ball with his right foot, looking for Dele. Dele can't keep that in on the left-hand side. Throwing for Crystal Palace. Dele tries to delay it. Anderson shoves him in the back. It's all the usual gamesmanship and tactics and pushing and shoving. Anthony Taylor comes over to control it, and Nathaniel Klein waits to take this throw. Back it comes to Anderson. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2. Anderson's long ball downfield with his right foot. Doucouré miskick inside his own half. Puts Mikalenko under pressure. Battles for the ball with Jordan Ayew. Dele is there again. Dele's clearance runs back into the Everton left-back position. Pickford's alert, he's there first. Holgate's fouled by Conor Gallagher. Crystal Palace players now getting frustrated. This works in Everton's favour. They're leading Palace 3-2.
Yeah, and they deserve it on the second half showing, to be fair. I've never seen Palace crumble like this season, because they've always been defensively really strong, but they struggle to defend set pieces. But you know what? It's all about Everton. It's been brilliant from Everton in this second half, because a lot of these people ripped these players off and said they weren't good enough, but second half they've been excellent.
Frank Lampard demanding more from the Everton fans, as if they could give any more, waving his arms in the air, wants the encouragement, the roars, the screams until the final whistle. 5 minutes still to go. Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2, enough to keep Everton up. Free kick for them. Pickford on the corner of his own box, goes long down the middle of the pitch. Calvert-Lewin bumps into Milivojevic. Calvert-Lewin goes down. Anderson's clearance hits Calvert-Lewin, and the ball is back with Jack Butland. Quickly to Vale Park, Chris Coles.
We're heading into extra time. Port Vale 1, Swindon 0. Vale in front in the first half. Swindon much better in the second, but as the match wore on, the edginess increased, and extra time always looked likely, and that's what we have. Vale 1-0 up, 2-2 on aggregates.
Yeah, that's the League Two playoff semi-final, second leg. Ball loose inside the Everton penalty area. Winners will play Mansfield in the final of that one tonight. Delhi caught by Conor Gallagher as he cleared. Anthony Taylor's not buying that one. Palace have it wide on the left-hand side, still putting the pressure on Everton. Ball comes into the box, flicked up in the air by Ayew. Pickford comes a long way off his line, throws himself at the punch, wins the free kick for the challenge on him. Pickford's flat on his back. Some of these Everton fans, Clinton, can't watch, they're watching us.
Yeah, they need to watch their team, don't watch us. Watch your team needs you to support you. You don't need to watch us. But it is nerve-wracking, to be fair, because probably they were thinking everything was going against Everton, because I don't fancy Everton to go to Arsenal to get anything on the weekend, even though Arsenal are not in good form. And then you're thinking Leeds could go to Brentford and get something, and Burnley could easily get something at home to Newcastle. But
don't say that to them.
No, but it's safe now, isn't it? They won it now. It's all right.
Hang on.
It's safe. Come on, mate.
Do not say that.
Ali's cheering at the moment. No, not really.
3.5 minutes to go. Everton fans will not thank you for saying it's done. It's not done. Bill Kenwright sitting alongside the England manager Gareth Southgate, big smile on his face, clapping his hands together. Not the season that Everton anticipated, but there are going to be some celebrations this evening if they can hold on for the win. Into the last 3 minutes, Everton 3, Palace 2. Coleman clears with his right foot up towards Calvert-Lewin, who is going to be the match winner, the hero for Everton this evening as things stand. Tries to get onto a ball wide on the right-hand side. Mitchell sticks with him. Calvert-Lewin very sensibly takes it to the corner flag. Two Palace players trying to get it off him. Eventually, he's lost it. Conor Gallagher is going to have to take a risk inside his own penalty area. 2.5 minutes to go. Everton 2.5 minutes away from Premier League safety after the most remarkable second half fight back at Goodison Park this evening. Gallagher plays it across to Milivojevic, chased by Iwobi. Nerves still abound around these four stands. Zaha plays it to Eze. Eze chips it up, edge of the box, easy for Coleman to volley it away with his right foot. 2 minutes to go. Everton 3, Palace 2. Still Villa 1, Burnley 1. It's going to be between Burnley and Leeds as it stands on the last day of the season to see who drops down. Benteke controls it on his chest. Handball from Christian Benteke. He complains against the decision. Dele Alli's gone down again, so he's sat down at the moment. We're going to get another stoppage in play. 90 seconds to go. Frank Lampard now can't watch, the Everton manager. He's almost done it, Clinton. Came in end of January, he's almost saved it.
He had a difficult job, to be fair. I don't think Rafa Benitez done a brilliant job here, to be fair, but credit Frank Lampard. If he keeps Everton up, he's done a brilliant job from the position they were in.
2-0 down at half-time. Michael Keane scored in the 54th minute. Richarlison in the 75th. Calvert-Lewin in the 85th. There is a minute to go. The Everton fans know that, and they are going to sing Everton to the finish. Pickford clears with his left foot, headed forward by Calvert-Lewin. Delhi making a nuisance of himself again, does a brilliant job for Everton, knocks the ball into the body of Mitchell and wins Everton the throw. 40 seconds and counting. Everton fans looking forward joyously to another season in the top flight of English football, which they've been in since 1954. It's gone to the wire this season, and they've really rescued themselves this evening. Calvert-Lewin holding on to the ball for Everton, eventually tackled. Throw in for Crystal Palace in their left-back position. Mitchell's getting ready to take it, and we have about 10 seconds to play here at Goodison Park. Gallagher plays it to Mitchell. Everton fans desperate for the full-time whistle. Anthony Taylor blows it. Everton have done it. They are safe. They will be playing Premier League football again next season. A scarcely believable second half comeback. They've beaten Crystal Palace by 3 goals to 2. 2-0 down at half-time. Michael Keane got them back in it. 10 minutes after the half-time break. Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin eventually getting them over the line. Everton fans pouring all over the pitch at Goodison Park, and I can't quite believe Clinton Morrison what I've seen.
No, I can't believe it, to be fair. They're on the pitch, and yeah, it's a brilliant, to be fair, credit Everton, to be fair, because I thought the game was done and dusted at 2-0. I thought it was all over, and I'm just making sure the Palace players have got in, all right, and they have. But it's all about Everton tonight. It's a fantastic, being 2-0 down and showing that belief and desire to get back in. I think the fans played a big part, and they can celebrate. No, listen, Everton's a big football club. You never like to see a big football club getting relegated, and credit to the players second half. They showed great desire and determination and thoroughly deserved the 3 points in the end.
What a job done eventually by Frank Lampard and his team on the run-in, but particularly so tonight. There was so much expectation, there was so much wonderful support, and the first half performance was so incredibly flat. But what a difference in the second half. What a comeback. And this party at Goodison Park is not stopping for a long, long time. You can barely see a spare inch of turf at the moment. There is blue smoke everywhere. It is peaceful, it is joyous, it is celebrations. Everton are still in the Premier League next season. Burnley and Leeds will have to fight it out on the final day. It's finished Everton 3, Crystal Palace 2.
The sounds of Goodison Park on the night where Everton went and did it. What an unbelievable second half.
I'm seeing grown people. A woman looked at me. She must be, I don't know, older woman, and she's got tears in her eyes. This is what it means to this football club. There's people here, grown people, crying that they've stayed up in the Premier League. It's a brilliant atmosphere and a brilliant occasion for Everton Football Club.
Ali, I've got to say, it might not have been Barry Horn's 35-yard goal in 1994, but it feels every bit as dramatic.
Steve, it was every bit as dramatic. I mean, I know it's not the final day, but as Clinton was saying, they had to go to Arsenal on the final day. This was such an opportunity for them, and that really would have put things in the balance. And Steve, you just couldn't see it at half-time. The way Everton were playing, they were feeling hard done to because Jordan Ayew hadn't been sent off. That was a potential red card, that challenge. What a performance in the second half, and I have to say Clinton called it on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They won that free kick. The ball came curling in. You saw the number 9 throwing himself at the ball, and you knew where it was going to end up. I mean, for Everton, with their squad and the money they've spent in the last few years or so, they should never, ever, ever have been in this position. But in the end, they have had the wherewithal, the guts and the skill to get through it and survive. And it's going to be horrible for Leeds and Burnley on the final day of the season, but you cannot begrudge the Everton fans these celebrations this evening, because if you love your club as much as these fans do, blimey, they've been put through the ringer.
Somewhere in that throng of fans, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Tom Davies have got their shirt off. They're dancing with the supporters. It's almost difficult, Ali, to see anything through all of the blue smoke.
No, it is, Steve. It's incredible. I mean, I'm trying to think of an atmosphere. Well, I mean, Frankfurt actually the other week when they beat West Ham was similar to this in terms of celebrations. This is about staying in the Premier League, and all we can see at the moment are blue shirts everywhere, replica blue shirts, blue smoke drifting across the ground, couple of flares still being lit, and just fans having a party and hugging each other and in tears of joy. Honestly, football just does it to you, doesn't it?
Oh, let's just listen. A cappella, Ali Bruce. loose ball. That sounded special.
It's amazing. It's amazing, Stephen. They won't want to leave. I watched them win at Leicester, crucial win for them a couple of weeks ago. And the Everton fans sang and sang and sang and didn't want to leave the stadium. And we're in really buoyant mood that day. And then they drew 0-0 against Watford, got themselves ahead against Brentford, thought they were going to go on and win that game. It's come down to this nail-biter tonight. And finally, you know, it's the classic image of the champagne bottle. It's exploded. All the pressure is released, and now it's party time. But they cannot be in this situation again next season. They really can't.
Clinton, that is exactly the point. The strength of the reaction here is because of the size of the hole that they had got themselves in.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you there, Crossy, but I think you said, like, it's been they have struggled. They will have to spend in the summer, because even though they've won today, that squad is not good enough. They're going to have to lose players, and Frank's going to need to bring his own players in, because over the season, where you finish is how good you have as a team, and the squad is not good enough. But they've had injuries to key players, like Calvert-Lewin, Yerry Mina, Ben Godfrey at crucial times. Those three players to them they've been exceptional when they've been playing. And also, I've got to say, Jordan Pickford at 2-1, Mateta has a great chance, and Pickford makes a brilliant save. I thought over the last couple of months he's been outstanding, Crossing, outstanding. I always used to get frustrated that he gets involved in too much of the crowd, but he can do what he wants because he's been brilliant tonight.
The England manager Gareth Southgate, Clinton, has made a lot of brave decisions in his time in charge. Sitting next to Bill Kenwright today, that'll be up the top of them.
Yeah, I saw Gareth when we were working, to be fair, and yeah, he's sitting next to Bill Kenwright. He would have been impressed with Calvert-Lewin's performance today, because the header's brilliant. I said it to Ali in commentary, there's a winner here, and if Everton are going to score, it's going to be Calvert-Lewin, because I just think they've missed him from some of the big games this season, and he's a big game player, and he turned up tonight, so you have to give huge credit to Everton and to Calvert-Lewin.
Steve, I'm looking at someone who works for Everton.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the woman,
She cannot, I mean, she's trying to sing, but she's in floods of tears, and all I can see her saying is, I can't believe it, I can't believe it, I can't believe it. Do you know, that's what it means.
And it's the season, Clinton, but it's the night as well. I mean, Calvert-Lewin grazed one in on his chest the other day when they lost to Brentford. But in terms of important, proper goals, this is the first one since August. What about Michael Keane, signed from Burnley, of course, quite a few years ago now? That was the goal of the game. It was a striker's finish from a centre-half.
It was brilliant from Keane, and he struggled this season. Even when Frank's been there, he hasn't played him, and he's only probably playing today because Mina and Godfrey have not been 100% fit, but brilliant finish from Michael Keane. At that stage, they needed that goal, because if they didn't get a goal then, I couldn't see Everton scoring the 3 goals, but that one goal lifted the whole crowd and the whole atmosphere here. And this is going to be a party tonight. We ain't getting out of here, Crossy, that's for sure, me and Ali. We ain't getting out of here tonight. Brilliant occasion for Everton Football Club.
Tony Bellew is in there having a big hug with some Everton fans. I was going to say to the two of you, stay there, but you're right, there's no chance you're going to get out. They are still playing at Villa Park. Remember, Everton are now safe. Burnley need a positive result at Villa Park to keep things in their hands on the final day. John Akers.
Aston Villa 1, Burnley